All right. Welcome, one and all, to VTuber Rampa, Session 0.
Yeah.
VTuber Rampa is going to be this amazing murder mystery game based on popular franchises such as Rabbit Doubt, Mafia Game, Among Us, and Danganronpa, of course. Today we'll be going over all of the things that you can expect in VTuber Rampa. Let me see where we should begin. I feel like I'm going to start with the basic plot of what you can expect for the plot. That would probably be a really smart place to start. You know, if I wasn't dumb. Okay, let's see. For the plot, 12 high schoolers are each sent a letter. Somehow, either by mailbox, they find it in their locker, they find it in their path while they're walking. Somehow, these 12 high schoolers all find an invitation to this party in a manor that is located high up in the woods, far into the forest. And for some reason or another, they all decide to go. Once they arrive, they're informed that a murder game will be beginning. And there is no way out. Unless you successfully murder someone and get away with it, then you will be released. And if you do not catch the murder, that's okay. But as soon as the number of people who haven't murdered someone turns to 2 or 0, whoever is left in the house that is innocent dies. The only way to escape without killing somebody, well, that would be to find and kill the mastermind of the game, as that appears to be the only way to unlock the house, as some dark magic is actually keeping the door closed. There are no windows. There are no balconies. There is nothing you can do to escape. Your only way out is through that door. So either murder, be murdered, or find the mastermind and end the game. Dun dun dun! I don't know, I'm not great with synopsis.
Oh, that was good.
Thanks. My primary inspiration is Danganronpa because I'm a huge Danganronpa fan. Because Danganronpa is amazing. Now we're going to go through some things like from the checklist. I'm reading a checklist on Reddit because I typically, again, I don't do Session 0 very often. So we're going to start with experience versus milestones and level ups. So this is mostly for the viewers, since all of you here know that we are not going to be doing level ups, since it will be a one-shot campaign. It will be done one shot. We're not going to do XP based either because there's no way I'm keeping track of all of that XP.
I don't think anyone actually does the XP level up anymore.
Yeah, like nobody does XP anymore.
It's the Mata Hub option, that's why.
Yeah, so, we will be progressing by milestones for character development. All that does is it can give you a boost to one of your stats, and it can give you a boost to health. It's basically a level up, but with less stuff with level up. You basically just get a boost to one stat up to 2 points, and you can get some extra HP points, which will help you survive longer. Up next, we're going to discuss like the expectations that I have for the players, basically how everything should look as a player, like how the player should behave during the campaign. I feel like this should be stated. Please don't drink and play D&D. Just putting that out there. Please do not come in drunk tomorrow. You can drink water. You can drink water. You can drink soda, hot chocolate, no alcohol. That's basically what I'm saying. No alcohol, no narcotics. You can take like prescription medication if you need to for whatever reason, but please don't come in drunk or on drugs. I don't think any of you will, but just putting that out there. It's on the checklist. Okay, next, player attention. If a player is constantly getting like distracted and losing focus of the campaign, I will have a talk with them privately in DMs to make sure that they're not doing this on purpose, or make sure there's nothing else going on that they might need to step out for. And I will just remind them to pay more attention, because it's not honestly that big of a deal to have to keep redirecting somebody For a one-shot campaign, if they're getting bored and they let me know that, then I will just redirect the campaign and try to fix it. Because if somebody's getting bored with the campaign, just please let me know and I will try to make it something happen, like more action or something that will make it more exciting. As this will be a very long campaign tomorrow, I want to make sure everyone still feels like they're still interested.
All right.
Also, for the viewers, the actual campaign on session 1 will begin tomorrow at 11 a.m. EST. Hopefully no later, but no promises. Okay, disruptive topics. So real life topics such as religion and politics and things like that are kind of okay at the table, as long as you only do it in character. If you talk about things out of character or anything that makes anyone uncomfortable or say anything that would make people feel uncomfortable, you will be asked to leave. Well, you'll be asked to apologize, and if you refuse to apologize and it happens again, then you'll be forced to leave. Because second chances. Okay. For other disruptive topics, my one request is that you do not make comments unrelated to the D&D game while it is happening. Like commenting about the outside world, unless you like have to go or something, and like letting us know, that would be very important. But just commenting on things not related to the game or just starting side conversations will not be tolerated. You will get detention. I feel like a school teacher. Okay. And then let's see. What happens if a player makes a dice roll without saying anything? Okay, so if unannounced dice rolls are not allowed, all rolls of the dice must be approved by the DM first. So, like, if you would like to do a perception check, you can ask to do a perception check, and I will approve it, most likely. Or if you would like to check insight, or if there's something specifically you want to do, I will most likely allow it. So, please do not just roll the dice. Let's say you did a perception check just randomly, because that's less hard to prove, and it kind of like ruins the immersion of the game for some people. So I'd rather not do that. All right, so for dice rolls against one another, we do not use them to settle in character arguments because I find that it's more fun to actually just like have the conversation as the characters. This will be a primarily roleplay based D&D campaign. It will be mostly focused on talking, like what it is you're saying to each other, and less focused on the actions you are taking unless it is important in that time being. Though that means a lot of conversations with NPCs, a lot of conversations with each other, and it's going to be interesting.
Oh, shoot. OBS, what are you doing?
What is it?
I'm good. Nope, I'm good. I thought
Okay.
OBS was crashing, but it isn't.
Okay.
Yep, I'm good.
Okay. Okay, let me know if you have any questions or if I say something that doesn't make sense, by the way, because yeah. Okay, let's see. You you should not use persuasion or intimidation on other player characters, but you may use them on NPC. I will remind about these, and I will put these in the notes that I'll send to the Discord later. Yeah. And yeah, that pretty much makes sense for that. Player versus player is obviously what comes next to mind. Tension between characters is allowed. You are allowed to have conflicts with each other. You are allowed to murder each other if you have the murderer role. You are allowed to murder. The mastermind is allowed to murder one player character, whether they be a murderer or if they are a non-murderer, because your roles have been assigned to you already. No matter what your role is, if the mastermind decides to kill you, you are dead, and there's no getting around it. However, murderers cannot kill other murderers, and they must DM the DM in the Discord first before attempting to murder someone, so that I can double check that they're not a murderer for you, and you can describe to me how you're going to do it, so I can discuss how the murder happened and or get the murder discovered in a way that it won't out you as the murderer right away.
So I do have a few questions about that in particular.
All right.
So like, and you said like an innocent can't kill, and a murderer can't kill another murderer. Like,
Mhm.
what is there something in place that's like explicitly preventing that, or Because I imagine
Yes.
it'd be just sort of like a mood change. Was like, oh, I really hate this. Like, if an innocence like becomes like really, if someone else really gets on their nerves, like, I'm gonna kill them. Then they become a murderer. Or murder's like, this other person who I don't know is a murderer is really pissing me off. They're gonna be my next target because I'm a freaking killer.
That makes sense.
So,
However, I will make sure that everyone does tell me who they're planning on murdering first to make sure. And not only that, I'm going to come up with a... If I see a conflict starting between two murderers, I will have an NPC come and make one of the murderers more angry, or make both the murderers more angry and try to settle that. If a murderer is set on murdering another murderer, they can do it through another person, which would make them technically not the murderer. So, if you're really set on killing someone, and it is a murderer, I will ask you to make your character not get their own hands dirty, but force somebody else to do the murder.
but the only other person that would be able to do
Exception.
that. So another question, real quick. The only person, from my current understanding, is the only other person who can do that though would be the
A murder?
like the person who can only murder a murderer would be the I forget what you called them.
A mastermind.
The mastermind. Yes, thank you. And if you're the person
That's
you're trying to
true.
like get to murder the murderer, isn't the mastermind?
That's true. Didn't think of that. That's a very good point. All right, let's see how we can settle that then.
Well,
The
I thought
NPCs
way you
Could
said
a
murderer.
murderer team up with a non-murderer?
They could.
And
They very well
that
could.
way, the non-murderer can kill someone, but like kind of on behalf of the murderer.
They could. I'll allow it. I think that'd be
Okay.
entertaining, so I'm allowing it. The rules on murder are basically, if you want to murder somebody, let me know, and I'll tell you in which way you can do it, because technically, anyone can murder anyone, but you have to do it in a certain way.
Okay.
So, you can murder the mastermind, but you must use someone else to do it. You can murder... Well, you can't murder mastermind. You can murder another murderer, but you must use someone else to do it, is the rule for murdering murderers. The mastermind can murder anyone. If you want to murder the mastermind, 2 or more people must team up to defeat the mastermind. Or the mastermind must get executed. Or voted out, as we say. So, I hope that makes more sense. Sorry, I'm not the best
Yeah.
at wording things, which might cause issues, but I'll do my best.
Okay, so
yeah, that covers a few things.
to summarize, if a murderer wants to get rid of another murderer, the easiest way of doing it would be kind of like in the first season where they had that like triple bluff on who killed who, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So like,
I'd recommend enlisting an NPC, if possible, if any NPCs are still alive by that point. If you manage to find another NPC or a player character that hasn't killed someone and isn't at the moment a murderer, and you can convince them to do the murder by tricking them, then they can murder the murderer. They cannot knowingly know they are meant to murder the murderer.
okay, that makes a little okay. That clears it up
Okay.
a little bit. Yeah, thank
I
you.
really hope it does. I really hope so.
If we come across more road bumps, we can solve them as they occur. We can cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Yes,
Uh,
we
th-
can tell
this
them as
is-
they occur.
This way, at least you get a way of a murderer being able to murder another like murderer without
Yes.
having them. Oh, you just can't do that.
Yes.
So that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So there are ways, technically anyone can murder anyone in this game. Non-murderers can commit murders, but they have to do it in a specific way. And you can DM me privately if you want to know more, if you want to murder a specific person and they're a murderer and you're a non-murderer, I can tell you how to do that. Or if they're just another non-murderer or just an NPC, NPCs don't have any of those rules. They can be completely unpredictable. So that's the thing.
Okay, so you get
Okay.
the NPCs to do it. All right.
That's actually something I was suggesting. You can absolutely do that if you feel free. Feel free. You can try. You must pass the persuasion check, though.
Yes.
Or the intimidation check. Whatever you'd rather use. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Where did I put... Where was I? I forgot where I was. Okay. Okay, here it is. We were on player versus player. I'm still looking at this thing so I don't forget anything, which is why if it sounds a little bit like unscripted, but like being read off a page is because I'm reading the questions that I need to make sure are answered off the page, so I don't forget anything because I'm very forgetful.
So it's just a standard D&D
Um,
session.
Yes, but it's very much not, because pretty much everything was homebrewed. Pretty much. Pretty much everything's homebrew. And
It could be like
because of the way I'm doing it, we'd have to do. It's going to cause a lot of issues from trying to do it like standard D&D. So this is why I definitely needed to do a session 0.
Yeah.
Okay. What was it you were saying?
It could be like the what is it, the third game, where it's literally just seasons of a TV show.
That would be cool, but that's not what's happening, unfortunately. Sorry to disappoint.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Shush you.
That
Sounds like you fucked up.
Exactly.
I love puns.
Anyway, where were we?
Oh yeah, we were on player versus player.
Mm.
If it breaks out into violence between those two characters, you can do murder. It's fine. You do have to you do have to message me to make sure that I approve the murder and can work it in a way to where you won't be able to tell who murdered who, and like not all the players will immediately know who the murderer is. So you'll have to message me how they die, how you murder them, if you're being sneaky, and you have to do like stealth checks.
So you just can't shank someone in the cafeteria.
You can't say that you're going to shank someone in the cafeteria because then they'll immediately know that you're a murderer. So you need to do DMing me for that, which is funny because I'm the DM. So DM the DM for that. And while that's happening, I'll do something else in the role play so that nobody catches on that a murder's taking place. So don't worry.
Don't worry. Anyway.
It'll be confusing at first, but once we start playing, it should make more sense. Let's see. PC secrets. Players are allowed to keep in-game secrets from other players. That's the thing that I am allowing. Because it's not really that big of a deal. Deception's really big in this campaign, so it's absolutely allowed. Any secrets are allowed. Basically, do whatever you want with that. Player expectations, types, goals, and diversity is the next bullet point that I need to go over. Okay. Basically, you can all enjoy basically anything you want in this campaign. You can be here for the action. You can be here for the combat. You can be here for the roleplay. You can be here for the character development. Whatever you're here for, you're not expected to be here for the same reason. Just if it's starting to become unfun for you because I'm not fulfilling whatever part that you're excited the most for, just let me know and I will try to include it more often. That's basically all I have to say on that. Player discomfort. This one is very important because we need to agree on things that we will not address during the campaign. And things that will make people uncomfortable that we should try to keep out of the campaign as much as possible. Oh, hello, Tommy Me. Hey, you're back. Hey, Sylvestrian, welcome. Welcome to my stream. So welcome, everybody. I didn't even check the Twitch chat. I was too busy looking over the check sheet. This is session 0, so I still got work to do on session 1, which is tomorrow. Okay. So I'm getting confused in my own brain, absent-mindedness. Yay. Okay, let's see. Where was I? Yeah, player discomfort. We need to come up with a list of topics that you wouldn't want to talk about or include in the campaign. Obviously, severe violence and death will be involved. So I'm going to go over the things that are typically not things that are things that would be triggering for some people. And if we need to remove any of them, let me know. Because there are going to be a lot of triggering topics in this campaign. It is going to be very dark, and there's going to be a lot of murder. So, of course, number 1, murder, homicide. That's a thing. This is a murder game. We cannot remove that one. Descriptions of gore. At this time, descriptions of gore and violence are pretty medium. They're not going to be too disturbing, hopefully. I can get pretty descriptive in my descriptions of gore, blood, everything, so I'll try to keep it to an average level that wouldn't freak too many people out. VTuber condoning violence? Of course I am. This is D&D, and we're doing a Danganronpa D&D. Of course I'm condoning violence. Oh wait, is that... That's the person that roasted me for the other day for being a simp. I forgot. Fine, he's a simp too, I think. Or they're a simp. Sorry, didn't check pronouns. That's another thing we have to go over is everyone's pronouns and player names. Violence woo. Indeed, violence woo. Yay. Okay. Sorry, I get getting distracted by the chat. I should stop doing that. Okay, let's see.
You're good.
So yeah, murder is going to be a thing in here. So is extreme violence, but not hopefully too graphic descriptions. Suicide is a topic and mental health issues and physical health issues that will be coming up a lot in this campaign. Suicide is a topic that may or may not be discussed in the campaign. I could probably exclude it if it makes any of you uncomfortable, because it is a thing. Sorry, I'm not laughing at suicide because it's very dark and yeah, it's not good.
It's awkward laughter.
Laughing at the chat.
Oh.
I'm actually laughing at the chat.
They're
Sorry.
just trying to distract you.
They are trying to distract me. They literally put distracts in the chat. I'm not laughing at suicide. Also, you got my pronouns wrong, Sylvestrian. How dare you? I'm kidding. I never disclosed mine, so it's fine. I am a void. I don't need pronouns. Anyway. Let's see. Let's see. Where was I? Yeah, suicide will be discussed, so will mental health issues and physical health issues. Multiple characters will be struggling with things. Like multiple NPCs have already been mentioned that will have some mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, suicidal tendencies. And there will be a girl with a wheelchair who cannot talk, who has I really need to learn how to Oh, thank you, Sylvester. Void is laughing. Thank you for using void self pronouns. I love it. I'm actually gonna start using those. I don't actually use those, but I want to now. They're amazing. Void self. That works. Okay. The void stares back. I do stare back, actually. Anyway, I'm getting way off topic. Why is the chat so funny? There's more viewers than I've had in my life. It's 3. Way more than I've ever had in my life.
That's 3 more than what I usually get.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Okay, so about the mental health, there will be a girl with cerebral palsy. I think I pronounced it right. I'm not quite sure. I need to do some more research to make sure I do it correctly. Some of my family has it. One of my family members died from it, so I want to make sure I'm doing it justice.
By putting them into a murder game?
Huh?
Nothing. By
Yeah,
putting
I'm
them
putting them into a murder game, yes. And I want to see what I'm going to try to stop distracting me, chat. Sylvestrian, how?
It's just Sylvestrian. You can ignore it.
It is Sylvestrian. And Tommy. Tommy's laughing. Tommy in it. Are you bothering Fork too?
He's trying to.
I mean, I'm here too, but no one bothers me.
Fair enough. Sorry. I should stop laughing. We're talking about dark topics here.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I've come to talk to you again. I can't sing. Shit. Let's see.
Neither can I, but... So, the other sensitive topics. So we got homicide and suicide.
And
any other type of sides? Like
physical illness.
Oh, mental illness, yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, Fork.
Regicide.
There is a topic I would personally like to ask us to exclude is any mention of sexual assaults, rape, anything like that. As a victim of that, I really don't want that in there.
Yeah.
Also, any abuse from parental figures or over mentioning family members would be helpful.
I do have one last question. Genocide.
Genocide is absolutely allowed.
Okay.
You cannot murder multiple people at once, but you can go on a killing spree. The limit is, well, you probably shouldn't go on a killing spree. Once you escape, if the campaign enters, if the campaign keeps going after you finish escaping. Okay.
There's a limit to genocide? I don't think you understand what genocide is.
I know. Okay, how about this? I haven't actually considered genocide until this point. Okay, so once you break out and murder the one person, if you get away with the murder and you get out, you can murder as many people as you want.
Isn't don't the games limit to like 2 murders per quote unquote episode or whatever?
Yeah, that's a thing. That's
Awesome.
absolutely a thing. That was actually the limit I was going to set, was 2 murders. Everyone gets 2 murders. If they want to use them, you really don't have to. I don't see why you would. Like, why would you do that? That's crazy. But, have fun. We don't have enough people for that, so I might have to come up with more NPCs. I think I'm going to raise it to 20 people get locked on the mansion, so it actually lasts longer, because with everybody murdering each other, it's going to... Well, we do have to do mystery solving, too, so that could take some time. But at the same time, with all of the murder happening, I'm going to need some more people. I'm just going to come up with some NPCs on the fly. You're going to love them. I'm going to name one of them Kevin.
I mean, you said
After-
that there was going to be 12, right?
Yes, I'm moving it up to 20.
Depending on how long it goes, a max of people that could be killed would be like maybe 6 to 8.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm thinking of it in
Four.
like Among Us
Yeah.
numbers more than anything.
Yeah. I'm not really thinking Among Us numbers. The rules of the game are very not simple. Basically, how about... Okay, I've changed my mind on one of the rules of the game. For the innocents to survive, they must go 24 hours without a murder. Sounds easy, right?
How many
That's where the NPCs come
bodies
in.
are we gonna find in 24 hours? So,
At least one. You're gonna find at least one body every 24 hours. If you don't... Yeah. So basically, after a body is discovered, you have 48 hours to investigate. In the game time, not in real life. Don't take me up on that in real life. This is a 1-session thing. You have 48 hours to investigate, and within that 48 hours, you must decide who the murderer is. Once everyone has decided who the murderer is, they kill them. They can have a designated person for killing. They can decide who kills. I don't really care. We'll figure that out when we get there.
so
Session 0 is very important. I'm just now realizing we're
Yeah.
working out all the issues I had.
Yeah, so
Okay,
they
so-
they win if they don't kill anyone within 24 hours, but
Yes.
they then have 48 hours to investigate the
Yes.
murder. So more
And-
murders
and
will happen while they're investigating the pre.
No, I was about to get to that. Sorry, I got distracted. During the 48 hours, no murders are allowed to occur. If that happens, the murderer will be immediately murdered. So, instant suicide. So just don't do that. Please don't do that. That ruins the game. Kind of also kills off your character, and there's not much I can do if you kill off your character other than give you an NPC. Okay, I'll shush. Anyway.
no, that was
wait,
for
there's
Sylvester.
4... Yeah, that's Sebastian. Okay. Sorry. I just read the chat. Let's see. Wait. Where was I? Oh yeah, after the 48 hours, then the timer starts again for the 24 hours with no murder.
Oh, so like if you go 12
And
hours
there's no
without a
food.
murder, if you
And
go
there's-
12 hours without a murder, a body gets reported. The 12 hours pauses there until the investigation and the person that we vote off gets killed, and then it goes on from there, right?
Yeah, except instead of 12 hours, it's 24.
No, yeah, but like, let's say you only go like the 12 hours.
Okay.
Body gets
And then somebody dies.
discovered. Yeah, someone dies, right? Then we investigate for the 48. We
Yes.
vote somebody out, and then after that, the 24-hour time clock starts again from the 12 hours, or
Yes.
do you have to go from 0 all the way through 24 again?
You have to go all the way through 0 again if that happens, because it's
So-
considered a new day.
So yeah, once
Oh, okay.
the person gets voted out,
Oh, we can just rig
It's a
the
new day.
system then. We can. Well,
Oh,
we don't know this. We don't know this unless you tell us like at the start of the campaign.
yeah,
too.
true.
Yeah, you technically don't know any of this yet. So shush, you're not allowed to know any of this yet because the campaign
That's
hasn't actually started. We're just
gonna-
discussing like probable things so that you can understand how the campaign will work and know what's expected of you.
Yeah.
So your characters don't know any of this. You're not even arrived at the
I feel like
mansion
that'll
yet
be
or found your
something that
letters.
I feel like that'll be something you bring up, like, oh hey, 5 people are dead. Hey, this is also how you win. You have
Actually,
5
I
dead
have
people on
planned.
your conscience now. Oh, by the way, you didn't need to kill anybody.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put out the rules pretty quickly to make sure that everyone knows, especially those that can't be here with us today. That sounded ominous. Player agency. Okay, so basically anything you can come up with, most likely it'll be allowed. And it'll be my job to keep everyone in check, but allowing everything. Because chaos. I'm allowing chaos because chaos is amazing.
Oh, that's
I only
really
ever
good.
play I only ever play rogues and bards myself, so I understand the need for chaos, so we're doing that. Basically, let's see. Rules debates, if there is a rule that is unclear during the campaign, just address it, and we will put a temporary pause on the campaign so we can discuss it, and we will come up with what happens. Or I will make a quick decision on what happens to keep the game flowing. It just really depends on what the rule is and if it's like a huge plot hole or something, versus if it's just like if it's something like like in that we put in the chat where they were like, what what's that check do you need to do to to do something like go into the corn blob's butthole? Hopefully everyone read the chat, or else that's gonna not
I
make
have my
sense.
own chat open. All I have is my little octopus, and focusing distracts you.
Yeah. No distraction. I keep getting distracted. I need to not get distracted tomorrow. Okay. Pretty much, I think that's pretty much it for the behavior rules. As a DM, my style is more like I really prefer to improvise than to prepare for things because I feel like more fun can happen and more chaos can happen like if you're coming up with things on the fly instead of like making careful plans. I'm also a writer and I like to do making outlines but never sticking to them and always changing them up to make better choices and to make things even cooler, which can lead to plot holes. Or if you come across a plot hole and it's not that big, just ignore it. For everyone's sanity, please ignore.
What is it? It's like the creator of Bleach. He literally knew how it would end and just made decisions to get to that point.
Yeah. Honestly, I have no idea how it's going to end. It's all up to you guys. It's going to be amazing though. Okay, if people are absent or they show up late, we will just work them in. I actually have a plan for if people show up late, so do not worry about that. If you're like a few minutes late or even like an hour or two late into the campaign, I do have plans to add people into the game. Also, we do have a mastermind. Is it a player? Is it an NPC? You'll never know until
I
you
think
catch them.
It's the bear.
I have a hunch, but
Monokuma! I don't want to get copyrighted strikes. Can you get copyrighted strikes for just saying Monokuma?
I don't-
No.
I
You
don't
also
think so.
cannot be copyright striked for trying to do the voice either. So you're
Okay, great. Great. Haha, Danganronpa, you can't sue me.
not over that, but the
They'll
Yeah.
find a way.
I wouldn't push it.
Yeah, I should probably not push it. Okay, so basically, let's do some basically just concerning topics or things that we need to be like extra sensitive and respectful about. Gender identities, non-binary characters, and gender fluid people, and demi-boy, demi-girl. Anything they identify as, anything your characters identify as, is totally fine. You must respect every other player and character's gender identity. It's very important that you do so to make sure it's a very happy environment. And then sexual orientation and romantic attraction, all of it's allowed. Yep. Whew. I would ask that you do not do anything racist or prejudiced against religions, against people of different races. That's pretty obvious, so please don't do that.
It's
If you
against,
do that, you'll be kicked out immediately.
it's against US anyway.
Yeah, which is great. I'm just checking to make sure. I didn't read the terms of service. I should probably read the terms of service. Might be important. Okay, so alignment is completely up to you whether or not it matters to your character or not, because I did say you can choose your own alignment. So if you want to be chaotic good and a murderer, have fun with that. Or if you don't really want to play into the chaotic good part, but you still want to play into the murderer part, but you put your alignment as chaotic good, have fun with that. The only races allowed are humans, because this is highly based on Mafia game, Rabbit Out, Danganronpa. Mostly the ones that have humans. And Among Us also mostly humans, except for the aliens that are murderers.
That's questionable, but still.
Yeah. Campaign length, it'll just be tomorrow, the whole game tomorrow. If you need to leave and come back, that's fine. If you need to completely leave the campaign and you want your character to die a certain way or something, just let me know. I can kill off your character. I'm totally willing to kill off your character if you need me to, so. Or if you don't really care how you die, just let me know, and we will figure it out.
And so, quick question. You also said no magic?
No magic, although
Except for the
minimal
door?
magic, actually.
Except for the
Well,
door?
there is some magic. There is some magic, but most of the player characters are meant to be human.
Okay.
There is a minimum magic amount allowed. Like some people, not naming names, wanted to be isekai'd from another world, which
Yep.
is magic. I'm allowing that because it's awesome. It's epic. I'm allowing it. Someone wanted to be able to mind control rats. We're allowing that. And someone owns the manor, which is completely under its mercy and under its magical control. So far, most player characters would think they live in a normal world without magic, but there is a little bit of magic, to be fair. But
At this point,
no
I just
players
want to
can have
have
magic. No magic, except for
Give-
certain players.
give me a hat with +4 charisma. Come on.
Can it be a fedora?
This doesn't answer if there's magic, because you've said there's no magic, but there is magic.
No magic, but there is magic. There's some magic.
Am I
Just
gonna get?
It's
certain
story
am I gonna
magic.
Get spells cast on me.
Story
Am I gonna
magic.
get spells cast on me?
It's story magic.
No.
It's only magic when it needs to be
There
magic.
we go. No magic.
Yeah.
No
So,
magic.
no-
There we go.
No other characters can actually use magic on each other or during the plot unless it's the mastermind like using the house or being isekai from another world or something really important to your character that needs to have a little touch of magic. That's fine, but you can't like actually throw spells at each other or get magical items or artifacts unless you find them in the house. I might actually let that be found in the house.
What if they were scientifically isekai'd?
How the? Oh wait.
I mean,
You haven't seen Sword Art Online?
There is a way.
Hmm.
I mean,
there's
the
there's
third
ways
game literally has
that-
a cyborg.
true. So scientifically, isekai would make sense. Scientific mind control would make sense. You know what? That works, and you can use mechanisms to move
Like-
things around the house.
It's not necessarily mind control. It's just that you've trained the rats really, really well.
You could put you could
It's from the
create like
circus.
a chip with programming, and
He's
you could
from
like
the
embed it into a
circus.
certain part of their brain. You could edit their DNA if you know how. There's some really cool
Yeah.
things you can do. So, I'm gonna say actually, yeah, no magic. That's
I
fine,
just
that works.
realized this. I have a +4 to animal handling.
Fuck. Don't steal
Uh.
Bean's rat. He'll be so mad. Also, swearing's fine in the campaign. I should have mentioned that.
Fuck, should have
Just
told me
basically
that
keep
sooner.
everything. Yeah, swearing's fine. Just probably not from Bean. Bean is 13, so probably the youngest.
Yeah,
Keep
he'll have to
it-
learn
Careful of that.
eventually.
Keep it PG-13, which
Yeah,
lets you
that's
have
the
one F
plan.
word.
The
Yeah.
worst I tend to do is I tend to be pretty loose with the word fuck, but other than that, I tend to be fine.
Yeah. I swear more than I should. Anyway,
But
my
that's
plan
not...
was to keep it PG-13, which basically swearing, some inappropriate jokes, just don't go too far, don't take it too far. Just yeah, violence probably fine. Like it's murder game. It's fine. We'll excuse the violence this time.
You said the door is
This-
locked by a heavy vault?
Nope.
Okay.
It's locked.
Wait, is it like game 1 kind of locked, where they lock and unlock overnight, or that non-lock pickable locks? Better way of
Yeah.
saying it, right? Okay.
I think so. Yeah, it's like the kind that it's a door that's basically indestructible and basically locks whenever like the mechanism is messed with. It's in a secret room.
Okay.
Also, if anyone tries to enter anyone else's rooms, they will immediately die. So don't do that. That's not allowed.
I thought...
I should have explained that in the game because the in-game rules and the D&D rules aren't the same, and I feel like I'm spoiling a lot,
So...
which is why we're having issues.
So say you're being murdered, and you manage to make a brief getaway, and you run to your room, and it's like, oh, I'm in home base.
Yeah, basically home base.
Well, that way you're not dead. They can't
They can't
be
get you
killed. You're kind of
unless
safe. You just have to like.
actually you're not. If they have a ranged weapon of any kind. I shouldn't have admitted that. I'm
But
giving
if
you
you
guys ideas.
close your
It's dumb.
door, if your door's
Oh,
closed,
they've put poison in your drink.
So
Well,
you
They
can't...
have poison in your
So
drink.
you can't do the act of murder in another person's room.
but how do you put the drink in their room? You can't put the drink in their room. They have
No,
their
You can
So-
throw it at him. You can just chuck it at him.
Electro,
You can
I wouldn't
try to
drink a
tray over the
drink
door.
from someone that's thrown a
Electro,
drink
you just can't set foot in any other person's room.
Yeah, you can't put
Okay.
any part of your body in the room, but like if you like shove
okay,
a tray
okay,
across
okay.
the floor or something.
Okay, so
Think
you
of it
can
like,
interact with the room as long as it doesn't involve you being in there.
Yeah, so you can
Yeah.
like throw
Okay.
a stick at their head.
All
or
right,
throw knives at them.
I mean, my mind's already going 105 miles an hour, about 110 ways to completely destroy everything.
Yeah, basically, I think this is pretty much all that we need to know for now. If you have any more questions, let me know. If any of the viewers have questions, just let me know. Yeah, that's pretty much all like the rules and things, but we can still discuss like what to expect. Or characters, because we need to go over the player character and names. Not background in classes. Do not share your background in classes.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, are we just keeping like our regular names, or are we going with
Oh,
custom
yeah.
created ones?
It's up to you.
I mean,
It's up to you,
I
really.
named my character Monty, but I can change it to Terra. That's literally like...
Montgomery Gator. Sorry.
Me
NAF
having,
reference.
me having sketched the character while we've been doing the session 0.
I mean, I named my character...
Nice.
Like I said, I named my character Monty, but I can change it to Terra. It's the same amount of letters, just different letters.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Well,
would
it
work.
makes-
If
it
everyone
makes-
wants to use their name.
Makes no difference to me, so whatever would be
Yeah.
easier for you guys, so...
Yeah,
alright.
that works. Oh,
Oh.
also, there's another thing we
What
can
was that
do on
noise?
session 0. Oh, sorry. Oh, did somebody join? No, somebody's doing screen share.
Oh.
Oh,
yeah.
wait. Is it Miyako? Are you doing the screen share?
Yeah.
Miyako? Okay, because I know you said you were like drawing your character, so amazing.
That looks so good.
I'm gonna leave it up so like my chat can see. Let's see. That's amazing.
Yes, I used I used Hero Forge to create my character because I have no confidence in my drawing, my ability to draw.
I mean, mine's not that bad. I could have drawn your character if you want. I'm just lazy
Nope.
and probably wouldn't finish it in time.
That's fair. I will say I always
Yeah,
have trouble figuring
so-
out shoes, but other than that,
Yeah. Okay. I had another idea for session 0. We could do a sample run.
Ooh, I'm down.
Like a trial run, like a very quick.
where we just
What
use
you
NPCs.
expect. Yeah, you could just use the NPCs if you want to,
Okay,
and I could, yeah.
that way we save
can-
our actual
Actually,
characters.
using
Yeah.
the NPCs is fine, because even if one of us gets a murderer role, you can literally just change it around before tomorrow.
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
NPCs.
And that way, like,
Yeah.
we don't reveal any of our actual characters for the campaign
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we could just do like a quick trial run. It doesn't have to be super long, just like so you can get a taste of what it will be like if you want to. That's if everyone's okay with doing that because it will take longer if we do that.
I'm down.
All right. And if there's anything
Sure,
else I
probably.
forget, let me know. Hey, thank you, Rebellion Chan, for the follow.
if I can figure out what tabs are mine, or well, I mean all these tabs are mine, but figure out which tab is which. Here we
Please
go.
enjoy your stay, and if you want to check out any of the players' channels, we are starting the trial run today, and we will do the official thing tomorrow. This is mostly a test stream anyway, to see if it'll work. Hey, I'm so excited. I'm gonna reach my goal for my birthday. My goal is
Nice.
actually to get 100 by my birthday. Like
Let's
new
go.
followers, so
Bye. One moment. I can't hear you guys.
okay.
There we go.
Hi,
Bye.
hi, Rebellion Chan.
I can hear you guys
Welcome.
again.
Yay.
I accidentally unplugged my headphones.
So what if we did, well, what if we did a completely different, just out of the blue, random, like what your characters would do in a normal high school setting, since this takes place in a high school setting. You won't have to reveal if you're the murderer or anything because none of you have either of those roles yet. Or you can use completely made up characters, you can use NPCs if you would like to, just in a regular high school setting, just something random. So that we don't reveal like too much of the actual campaign. So that it doesn't feel like we're repeating anything tomorrow. That's if everyone's okay with doing that.
I'm down for that. Yeah.
I created my
Okay.
character. I created what he does. I did not give. Backstory's the last thing I think about when I make my characters. Like I give him a
High school
background.
students!
I give him a background, but a
But not a
backstory.
backstory.
Yeah, because the characters I tend to make, let's just say, I tend to create characters that have very interesting loadouts. So trying to figure out a backstory that fits that loadout is like, how did this happen? How did this monstrosity
Yeah.
happen?
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna dip out myself for today.
All right.
All right,
So
All right.
That's
Have
fine.
a nice night.
have fun.
Night.
yeah.
Hopefully we can see you tomorrow. If not, that's totally
Yeah,
fine. Yeah. Have a good night.
Boy.
Bye.
Whoops, I need.
Do
Oops, that's not
do
what I
do
need to
do
move.
do.
Where's?
do. Jeopardy music ensues. Wait, can Jeopardy sue me? Nah, I sang the song. It's
Oh,
probably
okay.
fine.
There we go.
do 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 do. Okay.
All right.
So, let's see. Who is still here?
I
Oh, so
am.
Naughty left. Okay. Okay, that's the only one that left, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just make up random characters out of your heads, a completely different scenario, none of the same NPCs from the game. We're just gonna do random scenario set in a high school setting. So you can get into the feeling of playing high schoolers. It's kind of a weird thing to say.
God. Imagine being a high schooler.
Imagine not being a high schooler.
Ouch.
I don't care.
Sorry, Miyako. I'm sorry.
I get it. I'm the old one.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
you're not the only
I'm
one.
pretty sure you're younger than.
Gomenasai.
I mean, technically speaking, I'm like, I don't know my exact age, but I'm like 2,000 years old. So,
I mean,
can I say?
technically speaking.
Fairies are very long-lived. What can I say? We tend to lose track after 100.
I'm a poltergeist, so. At least, yeah. I'm a poltergeist, so. And I'm evil. The laugh was practiced.
I'm like most fairies, and I'm no different in this sense. We're tricksters. What can I say? Like we
Yeah.
try to do good, but we're gonna play a trick on you or two just for a laugh.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
who doesn't like
I
to
get
laugh?
it.
Like
I get it.
we'll
Yeah.
help you, but we're gonna be silly along the way, and that's something you have to realize.
Yeah. Okay. That's a genius idea, Sebastian. That's a really good idea. Fork, do it, please. That'd be funny.
Let me see.
Please.
Can I get through your chat?
Uh,
That'd be so funny.
I can try.
All right. Bet. I'm just gonna make up things on the fly. This will help with our improv skills as well. It's just like a quick improv test. We'll go with that. Doesn't have to be Danganronpa. We can commit murders if we want. Basically, everything's allowed for this. Same general rules. Like, don't say anything that will offend people. Don't do anything stupid.
I stopped Bean.
We didn't even start yet. Bean's not even here.
I mean, he's a defenseless
I mean-
target. I mean, simple prey.
Defenseless target. That works. That works. Okay, I will set up a scene then.
Like, the lions don't go after the fastest gazelle. They go after the one that's slowest, the one with the broken leg, because they can get that one. That's food.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
so
interesting.
let's do a quick one. It's lunchtime. You hear the bell ring, and everyone just runs into the cafeteria, knocking everyone else over into their path. They want nothing more than to speak to their friends again, and they could care less about who they have to trample to get to their lunch table. Welcome to Everly High, the worst high school on the planet. Drugs are welcome here because even the teachers do them. They sell them to the students. Murder? Every day, bro. Smoking? Totally okay. Classes? What the heck are classes? Welcome to Everly High. Please enjoy your stay. So, the three of you enter the lunchroom, and the first thing you see is this blonde girl just sitting on the floor looking like she's meditating. And she's not really doing anything. She's just sitting there in a classic yoga position, and she's just like, Om, praise Buddha, Om,
Do we have
Namaste.
Do we have rope and can hoist her up by her to make her actually levitate?
You can
Not-
look for rope if you would like to. Roll investigation, or would you like me to? I have digital dice and I have actual physical dice if you want me to roll for you.
Oh, physical dice. Yes, I got physical dice.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I got my bucket of dice. An actual bucket.
Dang.
They're also loud as shit.
Oh, no.
Well, I'm talking about the bucket, but D. There it is. Phone, move. So are we using NPCs or actual characters?
Just random characters that you can come up with, not actual NPCs from the game. Actually, just I guess be yourselves. As
So
terrible
I'm
as an
rolling
idea that is.
investigation. I don't know what I mean. Investigation's a wisdom mod,
Yes.
but that's a 5, so I don't think even a plus whatever modifier that was, I don't think would probably work. But that's a 5 on investigation. What the modifier is, hell if I know.
Let's just not use modifiers for this.
Okay, so 5.
Nobody has any strengths.
We
in
all have
this test
10 across
round.
the board.
You're all
I rolled
useless.
an 11 on investigation.
Okay.
Where's my other D20?
So. Okay. Miyako, do you want to roll for, or do you want me to do digital dice?
I don't have a dice.
Okay, then I'll look up a digital dice real quick. Digital D20. Let's see. Rolling investigation. Okay. So, while looking for a rope, ElectroTerra, you do not end up finding a rope. You end up finding a strange piece of paper on the floor with some strange symbols on it that you don't quite recognize. And Fork, while investigating the cafeteria, you run headfirst into the lunch lady, and she drops everything she was holding, which was including a rope, but she was going to hang something up. Probably a student that was getting on her nerves, because that's something that happens here.
I'm
As I
sorry.
said, this is the worst
Here,
school. This is
let
the
me
worst
help you
school.
pick the stuff up. I'll try to. What is it? Slide a hand the rope and then hand her everything else, I guess.
Okay, stealth check.
15. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, so she does not notice you taking the rope, and she thanks you kindly for picking up the rest of it. She says, "Oh, thank you, dearie. You are so kind. I hope you have a very good day today. Now, where is that little red-headed girl?"
Can I just
It
point
is.
in a random direction in the cafeteria?
She's like, "Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you." And she starts running with
Oh,
murderous intent in her eyes.
A truck couldn't.
Did you say it's Trucken?
Yes, it's truck gun.
Okay.
this lunch lady is about to run somebody over.
Okay, I need to actually finish rolling the d20. I can't find the website. It's not loading. It's being a pain. Okay, now it'll work.
If you type roll a d20 into Google, it'll roll a
Okay.
d20.
Yeah.
I got 3d20s.
Okay, I got it.
I used my pink
You got
one.
a 17. So on an investigation check, you got a 17. You did not find the rope, as Fork has already found the rope. However, you did manage to find something strange. You see a corpse of something that doesn't look quite human on the floor in the back of the lunch lady's counter. You can see a dead body on the floor that doesn't look quite like an animal and doesn't look quite like a human. You're not quite sure what it is.
Does it have a soul?
Roll insight, I believe. I think it's insight. Oh wait, I gotta roll for you.
Yeah.
Not 20! Not 20.
Woo.
It does have a soul. It has one of the brightest, most beautiful looking souls you have ever seen. Like, you can basically see the life that this creature had, that it had a very kind heart and a very good soul. At the moment, the soul is still lingering within the dead body, and you can kind of sense that it's there.
I'd like to commune with the soul.
Okay, I love it. How would you do that exactly?
I'll lay down my things.
All right.
And I will go into a brain
Oh wait,
empty.
I was typing, so my character's face went crazy. I just noticed. I was shocked.
And I will go on my knees with my hands on my knees, and I'll just speak softly to it.
All right. What would you say?
Is there anything that you lack?
You can hear a faint whisper on. You can kind of hear it like in the wind. It doesn't really feel like it's coming from any specific place, but you can hear a faint whisper that you know to be the soul. And the whisper says, "Happiness. I lack true happiness and peace."
Well, I can't help you, I'm sorry.
Suddenly, the soul's blue aura seems to shift slightly to a more yellowish color. It seems confused, if you're reading the energy correctly.
Oh, while this
okay.
happens, am I just helping out Terra trying to
Hoist the crows.
levitate
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
okay.
girl?
Yeah.
Let's cut back over to you guys and let's go with what you were doing over
Yeah?
this. That's probably a good idea. Okay, so
So, I'm guessing some sort of, like, strength check to see if I can toss the rope over, like, the rafters. Are there rafters?
yeah,
Some are up. Okay,
go for
yeah.
it.
Toss the rope over the rafters. So, strength check or something? Toss
Yeah.
it up there? Okay.
I think a strength check's probably your best bet. Yeah.
Alright.
All right, I got a 10.
Oh,
Yeah, let's go with yours.
okay. So you managed to get it partially over the rafters, like just enough that if you could pull it from the other side, it would stay. But unfortunately, you can't quite reach it. I mean, it's over the rafter. You just can't reach the other end of it. The blonde girl seems to notice something is amiss with your energies. She opens her eyes and looks up at you.
Hi, don't mind us. We're just being two idiots here. Go back to what you were doing, please.
Well, we're being one idiot and then someone trying to throw a rope.
Well, you're
It's not
helping me.
working.
I was summoning the god of death, and you have disturbed my ritual.
Wait.
Should I send him after you next? She asks in a peaceful tone.
I mean, we're just being two idiots here. Because I started doing something stupid and he joined in, so that makes us two idiots.
Well-
So I recommend you do not do that.
Wait, do you have control over the god of death?
I do not control the god of death.
But
Then
I
how
would,
could you send him after us if you don't control him?
yeah.
I work with him. And he owes me a favor.
Okay, see, that's where I was missing there. Okay,
But you see,
I don't know, I just
would you
assumed they make
really
her a
want to
crazy
spend...
person.
So, okay, first off, there's two of us and you only have one favor. Second of all, do you really want to
choose
waste
him
it on...
first.
Fuck you. Do you really want to waste it on an idiot? On one of our two idiots here? That seems like a very
Idiots
good
don't
waste for
deserve
something
to
very
live.
powerful.
Idiots do not deserve to live in my domain, or to take up my space, or to disturb my rituals.
We are not in your space. It's called personal space.
You are indeed.
How big is your space?
This entire room.
Then
So-
why do you let everybody else live?
They do not disturb me, and they do not break my ritual.
I mean, we weren't breaking your ritual. We were just trying to get this rope on the ceiling.
Your energies are conflicting.
Well, that's just that's biased. You can't blame us for that.
Yeah. I'm sure there's several people in this
Can I
room that
not?
conflict.
Well,
that-
what if we say your energy is conflicting with us?
Yeah.
I disagree.
Well,
Everyone should conform to my energy.
Why yours?
Everyone should come to my
What-
energy level. Everyone
that's-
should reach the same level of the god of death. And once we reach his level of energy, we will have his powers. And once we are able to manipulate his powers, everyone will fall at our feet.
Oh, so you want to just manipulate the god of death?
I want to manipulate death itself.
Okay, so
if I can reach the same vibrational frequencies.
He's hearing you say this, right? So he knows that your end goal is just to manipulate his energy. Why would he
He does not
continue to
know.
work for you?
He does not care.
I'm
So
pretty
he-
sure he would care.
Yeah, like if someone's trying to manipulate me, I would definitely care, regardless of my own intentions, and regardless, because I don't want to be manipulated. Do you want to be manipulated?
Do you want to see what I mean on why he will continue to work with me?
So
You
here's a
ignorant
question:
mortals.
if he's in charge of death, who's in charge of life?
Helio, god of life. He's an idiot.
All right,
And
now
also
I can
my uncle.
literally tell the god of death how to kill the god of light. Can you do that?
Yes.
All right, tell me.
There's easy ways to kill the god of life. You can put any god out of commission. Why would I tell you?
Wait,
You
if,
would
if,
like to know the magic, wouldn't you?
if you can put any god out of commission, doesn't that also include the god of death?
Yeah, right.
You can,
Like,
if the right person knows how.
so then you know how.
I do indeed.
Then why would the god of death keep you alive?
He
It'd be
doesn't have a choice in
counterintuitive.
the matter.
But you just said it out loud. If he's a omnipotent god, he should know that you just said it, and that you know how to kill him.
What makes you
And
think
that you
I'd
also
kill
know how
him?
to kill his worst enemy.
We'll say that's his motive for keeping me alive. As if he needs a
But if
motive
he
for keeping me
kills you,
alive.
he can just torture your soul until you give it up.
My soul? What makes you think I have one of those?
I mean, everyone's got a soul. It doesn't matter how small it is.
What makes you think I'm mortal? Only mortals can have souls.
I don't think that's entirely true, but you know what? We're getting past that point.
As far as I
What-
know.
What's
Mortals
your
can
proof?
probably also have
Oh,
souls.
can
so
I see
does a
some-
rock have a soul?
A rock does not have a soul.
But it's mortal.
Yes, not all mortals have souls.
But you just you've been contradicting yourself this entire time.
Yes.
I know. It's funny to see you idiots suffer. The souls.
See, we're entertaining you now. See?
No, I'm just reading the chat. Sorry, I just stopped.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave. It's obvious you don't understand what you're talking about.
I do. But do you understand?
Okay. You
She reaches
understand the
out.
words coming out of your mouth. You don't understand how they form a sentence and how they can be perceived.
Her eyes darken, and she holds up one of her hands, and you can see a large black orb of energy forming between the two of her hands that she has held up. You can see this large orb of energy just growing as her eyes darken in color and shade.
Do I have a squirt bottle?
You do not. You can
Okay.
look for one.
Can I open the window? Like, are the curtains drawn? Can I just open them up?
There are windows, but they are locked.
I mean, I can still break them.
This is
I thought this was session 0. It is session 0, Bean. It is. We're doing a trial round, just random stuff, just to practice some improv. This is session 0. We finished going over rules and expectations, and we still have some time, so why not? I'm just practicing a little bit. I decided to become this weird person. Okay, can everyone roll a perception check for me real quick? Everyone that has been interacting with this girl, which would be Fork and ElectroTerra.
Yep, Terra.
Let's go. Solid 5.
13.
Okay. Let's see.
What check is this?
Perception.
Perception.
Okay.
Okay. 13. Let's see. That should be the... You get the feeling that she's not kidding around with things. And she's not just playing. She's not actually joking with you. There's something more to what's going on here than you can put your finger on. That's what Fork knows.
I got the
wait, no, not
13.
Fork. That's
No,
what
Terra.
that's what Electroterra.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what Terra knows. Yeah, Terra. Sorry.
Me,
Sorry,
I just
you
think
guys
it's some
mixed up.
cool
Sorry.
magic trick.
No, you think
know what? Let's take this rope and go
she's-
somewhere else.
You think she's an idiot.
All right, so I continue making my way towards the window and try to break it open.
I grab the rope and go.
Okay. Strength check.
It's been nice talking to you. Hope you have a
It will
nice
be your
day.
last time. It will be your last time doing so. She lifts the orb and sends it at you.
Can I make it like...
Wait, she sent it to Terra and not me?
Yeah.
I was starting to leave her alone. What she wanted.
She didn't care. She's just gonna send it after you.
Can I dodge it somehow? Like with a dex check or
You
something?
can.
To save?
You can actually use agility, or since this has just turned into an combat scene, I actually need both of you to roll initiative, and I'm gonna roll initiative. But since she did start the combat, she's going first in this turn, and then after that we'll go based on the initiative.
Nat 20.
19.
Holy fucking shit. Anyway, she got a 4 for initiative. Okay, let's see. Okay, so wait, should I switch to her avatar actually so you can see what she looks like? Because that's why I have a
Ooh.
model that actually kind of looks like her. She is freaking insane. Let's see, where did I put her? This one. This kind of looks like her. This is a free model off of Booth or VRoid Hub. I can't remember. I did not create it. It's not mine. So cute though. You have to watch the stream to find it.
That's not.
So this is the one. She's crazy. Anyway, so you can do a dodge on any move. It will just let me see. Pretty sure dodge does. Where's the attack damage? I think she gets to roll a d4 and subtract that from the damage it will do once she attacks you. So any attack against you,
Sorry.
as long as you're dodging, any attacker should be having. You can just say that you dodge. It doesn't actually take up a move.
Okay, so do I roll or what?
Since you are going first, you have the option to do any form of attack you want with whatever weapons you can find or hand to hand. And you can have a bonus action of some kind. You can choose your class right now if you want a class. Otherwise, you can just use any bonus action that comes to mind, and I'll probably allow it. Who needs a class when you're doing chaos? That's a joke. this isn't proper D&D at this point because we're just doing a test run.
Yeah.
So whatever you decide to do, just run it by me and it'll probably go through.
So you said I could dodge, so like a dex save, I'm guessing? So do I roll or not?
You do not roll.
Okay.
You can dodge just at any time.
So what's happening with the black orb then?
The
Oh
way
yeah, 'cause she was going first.
the way I understood it is whatever the damage the orb would deal, it just takes
Yeah.
a 1d4
Yeah, off.
subtraction from it
Okay.
Yeah.
since you dodged.
Yeah. So the orb is still coming at you, but you did dodge. So I'm going to roll to attack since she already attacked. I'm going to roll to see if it hits.
All right.
What would your armor class be?
Since
You
we're
can use the armor class of your character. Or
since it would be since we would have no armor, it would be 10 plus dex, which is
Okay,
0.
so-
So
Yay! Okay. So I'm guessing a 14 hits. So the orb just hits you smack in the face. Okay, since it is a spell, I'm gonna roll 1d8 for damage, and then run
So
1d4.
there is magic
for-
in the test run.
Yeah, the test run does as
Apparently.
much magic as you want. That's fine.
Oh, cool.
Totally fine. Okay, now I'm gonna roll a d4. Let's see how much damage it is. How did you do 0 damage?
Let's go.
Because I rolled a 1d8 for damage, because I'm not really sure what spell it would be, so I can't actually see what modifiers and stuff. She doesn't have any mods, so I'm just doing a 1d8, and then with a 1d4, she got a 4 on the d8, and she got a 4 on the 1d4 for subtracting, so you got a 0 damage. So the orb hits you, but just
Doesn't
absorbs into you, and nothing happens. You
Do
feel
I-
no
do I-
effects.
Do I notice this?
You
That
can
wasn't-
do a I think it's perception check. I think.
Now that wasn't
Perception
very
or insight?
nice.
Okay, I got an 18 on the perception, so I guess I did notice that happening.
Yeah,
right?
you definitely noticed this happening.
Could I just like chuckle and be like, "That's a lot of power you got there."
I'm just
Yeah.
hanging there dumbfounded, like, what the hell just happened? So my turn?
Silence, mortals. You underestimate my power. You got
not-
lucky this time.
Not by much, I guess.
I mean, that's what happens
Does
when
that mean not favors you? If he favors you, then I'll have to cash in my favor now.
I mean, I could also easily be, just how you are favored by the god of death, I am also favored by the queen of the fays. The queen of the fairies. So, which, she has some decent power herself, so, I mean, I'm not surprised
I'm not favored by the god of death. He has to put up with me.
Oh,
But why are you like married to him?
I'm his daughter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
oh,
Hey! Plot twist. Though everyone saw coming.
you're his
Besides all
daughter.
comments that came
Oh.
up that-
You know that makes
just
a
see-
lot more
oh.
sense.
You just see me sort of like, I'm just like,
Eh.
It's like,
All right, well-
like that explains a lot.
I just shrug like, "What can you do?"
Yeah, so that is her turn. So that's her turn over. So that makes it your turn.
Woo,
You can do an
okay.
attack and a bonus action. And movement. You can also do movement
Yeah.
if you would like
A
to.
bonus action
Forgot
could be to
movement.
just tie her hands up.
Yeah, that would work as a bonus
Try
action.
and tie her hands up.
Yeah,
Apparently,
that
she
could
needs
work.
her hands to cast spells. So.
Yeah.
No, that's what you think.
Oh, yeah, that's also
If that's
true.
the conclusion you would
Based
like to
on the-
make.
Based on the information we have currently.
Yeah.
Based on the information you have currently. At least for that spell, she would need her hands.
Also, if the god of death shows up, we can just say it's self-defense, man. We're in America.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm also favored by the goddess of the. I'm also, if I can speak.
Queen of the Fae.
Yeah, I'm also favored by the queen of the fae, queen of the fairies. It's in my nature to have a little fun, is it not?
Yeah. Do as you wish. That's not what she's saying. That's what I'm saying. You can obviously tell though, because I didn't do the voice. I should probably
yeah.
not explain that.
So I'm just doing what's in my nature. You're doing what's in your nature. Shall we just say? Should we just call it a truce and just move on with our lives?
I must kill you.
I feel like that's in your nature. All right. With that,
I
okay.
must kill you. I must kill you. Suddenly, she gets this light in her eyes that you didn't see before.
I haven't done anything. Just said,
I
like,
know.
hey.
It's not her. It's not her turn or anything. But
Oh.
her eyes just light up. Her eyes just light up. That's about it.
If you must kill, then go do it somewhere else. I'm out of here.
Would you like to use your movement to try and get away?
I'm gonna. You know, I'm a fairy. I can fly.
Okay, you can.
I almost rolled my. Oh, I'll put my dice down. Yeah, I go.
Okay, so which direction would you like to go? Like, where would you like to go? Would you like to try to leave the cafeteria, or would you like to try to go through one of the windows?
I thought you said the windows were closed and locked.
They are closed and locked, but you could always break one.
Fork, did you succeed on breaking it?
Oh, it's still not my turn yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You can't attack a window if it's not your turn.
I thought he's doing that when I was talking to her.
Perhaps he's just looking at the window like, I wonder if I could break this.
Okay.
Hand on my chin. Hmm. I mean, you could hold your action.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and hold my action. Yeah.
Okay. So you're just gonna do movement?
Yeah, movement. Just fly away. Woo!
So where would you go though? Like just
Uh,
around to the cafeteria, or like near the window, or near the door?
I'm
You
guessing
can go
there's
out the door.
There's a crowd of. Okay, so where is she in relation to the door and me? Is she between me and the door?
You are actually you're actually like about, I'd say you're about 10 feet away from her, behind where she was initially sitting, and she's turned to face you. Fork is at the window near the right, about 20 feet away from her, to her right, almost exactly. You are at an angle, and the door is behind her back now.
Okay, so she's between me and the door.
She is between you and the door, yes.
Okay, I'm guessing the crowd of people wanting their lunch is behind me?
Yes.
Alright, that's where I go.
Okay. Does that conclude your turn?
Yes, and I hold my action, yes.
Okay, well, seeing as how I just saw Terra absorb the blast of death, I'll just pull out a nice little deck of cards.
Oh boy. Is this a magical deck of cards? I would like to acquire.
A deck of many. I'm just gonna
The
roll
deck of many
d20.
things!
Deck of many things! Deck of many things!
Oh, we can just pull random magical items from her ass. Can I pull out some sovereign glue?
I mean, this is a very not that good kind of magic item, though. You know.
Yeah, I actually have a website that will let me randomly pick a deck of many things. So
Let's go.
I'm going to tell you what you pull if you pull a card, if you decide to do that as your bonus action. You can also attack with whatever you get from the deck of many things. I believe pulling a card would count as a bonus action. Or at least I'll count it as one, since this is a trial run, and rules don't exactly matter for trial run.
There are no rules.
You know what? I want to pull a card. I feel lucky.
Okay. Go ahead, pull the card.
This is gonna be the most. I'm either gonna use up all my luck today or tomorrow.
Oh, we're about to find out.
Lady, the luck is smiling.
Oh wait,
Do you want me to roll the
Echo's
d20?
still
Or
here.
you-
Oh no. You should roll the d20.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm
I got an
sure.
8.
You got an 8, so an 8 in the deck of many things.
Yep.
To pull a card? Okay. I gotta count an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh wait, we got 8. Okay. What does that align to? Oh wait, it's right here. Okay. Let's see where they put it. I can't find it on the website. Dang.
What's it called?
You got the throne card on the deck of many things. Don't remember what that does. 'Cause I'm dumb.
That is the one where you get a mansion and some gold or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So a mansion just suddenly falls out of the sky on top of the school.
Wait. Ready for this? This is the throne written from D&D Beyond. You gain proficiency in the persuasion skill, and you double
Oh,
your
shit.
proficiency bonus on checks.
Oh, is that what the?
Oh, no!
is that what it is?
Because
In
you-
addition,
Okay.
you gain rightful ownership of a small keep somewhere in the world. However, the keep is full of monsters. You must clear it before you can claim it. But whatever. The persuasion skill in and of itself.
He basically has expertise
Amazing.
in persuasion.
Oh boy.
So what would
Well,
my
that's
original
fine.
persuasion bonus be?
It would be 0.
Apparently, I was wise enough to,
If we're
to
level-
use the deck.
Were we level 1? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yep.
level 1.
So that it'd be +4, because proficiency would
Yeah.
be +2. Then add that again.
Yeah. All right.
wait.
So
So proficiency is +4, right?
For persuasion, yes, it's +2, then +2 again.
So that's just a proficiency bonus, right?
Yeah, proficiency
So
bonus.
I get a
+2.
+8 on.
No,
on
you get a
proficiency.
+4.
Yeah,
Your
+4.
proficiency bonus is +2.
Oh, okay.
Then
Do,
add that again for
And then I
expertise.
double it.
Yes, double it. Yeah.
Okay. So it's just a okay. You know what? Let's just say. I know what to do. I'm gonna just try and persuade her and say that your dad married her off to me. That way she can't
I
kill
guess
me. There we go.
okay, I
Yeah.
guess you could roll to see if that works.
I mean, I got a proficiency bonus. Might as well try and use it.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll persuasion check. Oh no.
Doesn't say it expires.
21.
Okay. I'm going to need you to say exactly what you tell her for funsies.
Give me a second.
You just realize it could be life or death for him. You're
Yep.
like, bye, I'm going to the crowd. I'm just gonna do my good old fairy slip into nothing. In this case, slip into the trees. In this case, the trees being the crowd.
Mm-hmm. Do. Gonna check the Discord because someone messaged me.
I'm sorry for the booba shop.
Thanks. My brother brought me tea. He's very kind. My brother thinks I'm weird because I drink hot tea. And everyone else in my family's like, iced tea, iced tea. Iced tea is disgusting.
OBS, what are you doing? Okay.
Iced tea is cursed.
Okay, I think I got it.
It's so bad.
I think I got it. Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell her that her father married her off to what was his name? Helios, right?
To Helios,
So-
not the god of life.
No. She
Okay.
married her off to me to settle the age-long war between life and death, and to just live in harmony.
Well, why would you want to marry her? She's kind of a bitch. But okay, okay.
I don't want to die.
Okay, well you're stuck with her then.
God, like
Okay.
I can go.
Like,
away
why would you marry
eventually.
her? Because I don't want to
Wait.
die.
I have to do what her response is. So that's just basically what you tell her? Okay.
That's the most logical thing I can think of right now.
That sounds like something he would do. He's an idiot. I'm not a prize to be sold. But, whatever. I could care less. I could still kill you even if we're married, you know. Although that would cause more war and then he'd hate me. Honestly, I could care less though, because being hated's really fun.
I mean, I
That means you can
just
kill
hate you.
people. Oh, you would do that for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I can hear it in your voice.
My God. My God.
Which one? Apparently, there's at
Which
least
one?
two.
Which one?
There's
Yeah.
at least 2, possibly
That's
3.
the thing.
There's also a
Which
god of
one?
lunch ladies. Just saying.
There is a god of lunch ladies. You should always watch out for the god of lunch ladies. Hopefully I'm doing a good job as a DM. I really don't think I am, but hopefully this will give you a sense of what tomorrow will
This
be like. It should
this
be
is great so
hilarious.
far, yeah.
Okay. So, see, tomorrow's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna do the actual campaign then. I got tea. This is some hot tea I'm spilling right now.
I have something to share in the Discord.
Oh, I'll have to check it out then. I'm gonna turn off the Discord on stream because you messaged me and it might be a private message, so I'm just gonna make sure they
Oh
can't see it real quick.
no, this is something in the public chat.
Oh, okay, in the public chat. Okay, I'm gonna check the other message. 'Cause I didn't...
The thing I sent to you in DMs is just saying Bean's gonna die first.
He's gonna die first. Okay, if you want to put your bets on that, go ahead. Dungeons and Dragons.
I bet nothing because my bank account is empty.
Oof.
So
The strongest woman made the lunch lady.
honestly, did not think I would draw a useful card from the deck of many things.
Honestly, it's kind of amazing.
The fact that
and you're also in high school.
My persuasion.
You're in high school and you're now married to the daughter of death.
She's also in high school, though, to be fair, so...
I mean, but still, it's like, you're in high school and you're married to the daughter of death, who's also in high school, mind you.
Yeah.
By the way, she thinks we're married. We're not actually, like, married.
Married,
You're
yeah.
right. I forgot you...
So...
You basically
If
just cast a love spell on her.
Asks, yeah. If she asks, she'll probably figure it out. But
oh, so when she goes home for the night,
kill you.
I don't think she will because she doesn't like her father that much. So she probably won't
No,
ask.
she doesn't. She doesn't like him. She thinks he's an idiot. She wants to surpass him and be the better god of death.
Oh, I'll totally help her out on that. Let's go.
Oh, I kind of ship it. It's gonna be so toxic, but I kind of ship it. That's not a good play. Still funny. Still pretty funny.
Anyway, so where is this going now?
So I guess she will just say, well, I suppose if I'm forced to marry you, and you are kind enough to agree to hate me, as not so many will, because I was end up dead before I can let them hate me, then I suppose I will let your little friend go. And I won't kill you yet. I'll save that for another day.
I'm just like do a small fist bump. Yeah.
Killing comes after the marriage.
Wait, is that what your character says?
I'm not in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do I hear that? Do I hear him?
Do I hear it just from afar?
Yeah, do I hear him like saying, "Hey, we're married now"? Or
you
you're.
could do
I feel like
perception check.
I feel like
perception
Tara
check.
would hear that right as he goes into the crowd, and he's like, "Wait, what?"
Nope, I don't hear that.
Actually,
That's a 4.
yeah.
That's a 4. I don't hear that.
You can reroll. I'll let you reroll and take advantage. Reroll with advantage.
That's another 4.
So your advantage is 4 versus 4. So pick which 4 you would rather have for your advantage.
I really like
Yes.
the first one. The second one kind
Yeah.
of dropped off, you know.
Yeah, the second
I'm
one
gonna
didn't,
say
like, pop off
yes.
as much. Okay, so 4. You hear the word marriage, but you don't hear anything else. It was a pretty low
Marriage?
tech.
I use my fave
Because
powers
you're not
to
that far
cast- I use my fave power. I hear the word marriage, and then just in the air, I just shoot glitter.
I should have married off Tara.
You should have.
I mean,
That would have been so funny. You can still do it. You can still sort of harem if you want to. Hey, is that a reverse harem, but like her harem, but she didn't agree to it? That'd be funny.
Well, if I marry off Tara after she kind of just made that decision, it's more like, well, now I'll just kill you. I'm kind of
Yeah.
now.
yeah.
Ooh, I actually have a good idea that you could do, but I'm not going to give you guys ideas because that's your creativity. I
Because
should
I'm
be able to
also
come up with
apparently
your
favored.
ideas.
Because I'm also favored by the Titania.
Queen of the Fang.
Yeah. Like,
Amazing.
oh my god.
Oh gosh.
This is also
This is
like the
hilarious.
perfect time to say that I don't know anything about Helios. I just said that.
Well, we know he's the god
Oh,
of
I
life.
Yeah, we just know he's
he-
the god of life. Like I've told so many lies.
That probably was a lie. I don't remember what he's the god of other than corn.
I think
Helios
it's-
is
From
Oh,
Dimension
yeah,
20's
light.
campaign.
He's just god of
I
corn.
kind of stole it from Dimension 20's campaign. I kind of got life and light mixed up. So like, who cares? He's the god of life now.
Yeah.
He got an upgrade.
Or maybe it's a downgrade. Who knows?
Maybe an downgrade. I know Helios is the god of light, but life, light. I can't live in a world without light. She looks like Misa. The character looks like Misa, so I had to. Yes, that would be dark. I had to. Death Note references. She really does look like Misa, though. Whoever did the spring bones on this model did a great job. Props to them. I stole it off Booth. I don't think I stole the model off Booth. I didn't steal this model off Booth. I stole it off VRoy Hub, and they said it was free commercial use, so it should be fine. I'm actually getting paid for this, but we should still be fine.
So yeah,
the
I hear the
terms of
word marriage,
service.
I shoot off glitter just up in the air and then still in the crowd.
What is this disgusting stuff littering the air?
It's in the crowd, first off. Okay, so first off, it's in the crowd.
She sees it. She sees it. Because she's facing the crowd.
You're right.
Yeah, she's facing the crowd because she's facing towards you.
Yeah.
And, like, Fork is, like, in the window, like, kind of at an angle, but, like, where she can see him, so...
I just tell her,
She's
like, don't
sitting.
worry. It's very hard to get the glitter out. It's going to make them suffer.
Suffer?
Yeah.
Huh. Amazing. Let's make more of the magic dust. The evil magic dust that makes them suffer.
Can I just yell at Terra? Terra, it's okay.
What's okay?
Go ahead.
Make more glitter, please.
How
Or
much?
all of it. All
She
of
says
the
all.
death.
Okay.
All of the death. All the death dust.
All this happening while Miyako is just trying to talk to a spirit in the back
Yeah.
of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So,
It's my
Spirit's still
cousin.
confused, so we should switch.
The spirit's confused. The spirit's about to be more confused.
Yeah, the spirit
So-
probably would like. I'm gonna roll a perception check for the spirit. Wait, no, since this is an
The
NPC.
spirit is
Yeah, I'm still
confused
gonna-
because he found out the
I was just
daughter of
here.
Death is married.
Maybe
Wait,
the
that's
crush
supposed to be.
of the goddess of death. Okay, 16. So he overheard everything and is dead on the floor, and his soul's still stuck to the body though because he can't escape for some reason. And he's just like, "What the actual fuck?"
So I
The lunch
go.
lady was trying to hide the body.
We still don't know what this thing is, or well, Fork and I don't know what this is, and
We don't even know there's a body.
well, yeah, fair.
Yeah, a body has been discovered. I did not even
okay,
try
yeah.
on that impression.
If I can find which tabs, there it is. So I fly up to the rafters.
Oh boy.
So you so
You do that.
So you said you want glitter. You said you want glitter, right?
Yes.
Keep it on that side.
Make the crowd suffer.
I can't stop her if she goes after you if you get glitter on her.
If you put the dust on me, you will pay for putting the death dust on me.
But I thought you
Put it
were.
on all the mortals.
I thought you were the daughter of death. When you want the death dust, the death dust on you.
I would not like the death dust on me. I hear it's a pain to clean out, as my husband has told me.
Your
She said
husband.
that with a smile. She said that with a smile, like she's like evilly thinking about making him her minion or something.
Your husband? Excuse me?
Yes. My deadbeat parent has decided to sell me off in marriage.
Can I just like?
But this one doesn't
Is
seem
she
so bad.
fully looking at Terra and like, am I behind her where she can't see me?
She can see you out of the corner of her eye. But you could try to do something stealthily if you would like to. You can
Okay,
roll a stealth check.
Can I just kind of like make a motion to kind of like roll with it, you know?
You can. You can do that without a stealth check, but you need a persuasion check. Wait, no, you don't. Since it's PvP, you don't need one. You're good.
I rolled a 16 on stealth.
Oh, so she had no idea that you did that. She
Okay.
saw like something on the corner of her eye, but she didn't know what it was, and she definitely didn't know it was you.
Did my message get across to Terra? Just roll with it, dude.
Just roll with it.
I don't know who she married. That's the thing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah. Roll a perception check.
Me or
You.
okay?
You roll a perception check. See if you can guess who she's marrying.
I got a 9.
You get the sense of someone in this room, and she just found out about it. You can't gauge whether she's happy or not.
You know what? You said However, are you sure you don't want any of my glitter on you? It's fairy.
I'm certain.
It's full on fairy glitter.
I do not care. I do not want the death dust on me. I hear it is a pain to wash out.
It's the type of glitter you don't want to wash out.
Why?
It comes from a fairy.
Can I just make a motion to just stop talking? Stop.
Yeah, go ahead, make the motion. You can do it as stealthily or you can do it not stealthily. It's up to you.
Besides, I can't control where the wind goes in this place, so...
Well, I rolled a natural 1, so it's not stuff.
Oh no! So she notices that you make some move to like stop talking. I am afraid my husband would like me to chop off your neck now.
Wait,
Because
hold
like
on.
the gesture to like stop talking.
You can just make him your minion.
So, hold on a
like
moment.
to
He's your
work with
husband? When did this happen?
I was just informed of this. I do not seem to mind. He seems to also have an affinity for murder and pain of others. If I find out otherwise, though, he will be the next one I kill. As
Well,
bloodlust only fuels my undead soul.
so okay,
And
here,
I
I got
cannot
something else for you then. So
I
if
steal
if you
people's
two are
souls.
getting married, I'm faired by the Queen of the Fairies herself. I could ask her, see if she could initiate, if she could, who's the person who does that?
The
pastor?
priest?
Yeah,
Priest?
yeah, for the
Oh,
marriage.
officiate.
Officiate, yes,
There
thank you.
Yeah, officiate. Yeah.
I could ask her if she could officiate the marriage. We fairies make very good
I just,
officiate.
I guess I tell my wife now, like, that could make another alliance with another faction.
Yes,
Alliances.
he's right.
Alliances are dumb. Why would you want an alliance when you can have a war and all of the blood will run cold?
They won't expect it if they're an alliance.
That's true.
I do also have a question. Do I hear this,
You
by
are
the way?
very dastardly.
Wait.
You can do a perception check. If he's being quiet about it, then you will need a perception check. But if he's just talking openly,
I am being quiet about it. I'm
All right.
making
Okay,
sure.
that's a 5 and I don't hear.
Die.
you don't hear jack shit.
Nope.
I'm just bringing about the end of the world at this point.
Yo, I have more viewers than I've ever had. There's like 6 at the moment. 6 people.
I have 2.
Whoa. Can't wait to go watch all of your streams afterwards to see how chaotic it is. Because I'm gonna go watch everybody's streams just to see what happened. Just for the chaos.
Yeah, the
It's
Queen
gonna be the
herself
same
could
thing, pretty
officiate.
Would that make it where I have to abide by Fey marriage rules? If I am
Pretty sure they can
forced,
officiate
though.
in any.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
think that's how that works. I think it'd be by your standards. It's just someone needs to officiate it, and the Queen would, I would imagine, be more than qualified to officiate, being the
I
Queen.
could ask my parents to officiate, or could ask
Oh, that's
Helios to
right.
officiate.
That's also true. But
I
I'm still
would
putting out the
prefer
offer.
fairy queen.
Yeah, okay, you gotta do persuasion.
Yes, I have
check.
to.
Persuasion check. You have to persuade her because she's not gonna go willingly. Because she doesn't like the Fae.
All right,
She's very biased.
Oh, I got a 9.
Oh no! Okay, okay.
Do I get an advantage? Can I
You
just-
do get an advantage. You do get an advantage because you had like the persuasion bonus, right?
Yes.
Add your modifier.
Oh my god. Okay, no, I get a 9.
Oh, okay. Then roll with advantage.
No,
then add your
that
modifier.
was the advantaged one.
Oh, that was the advantage one. You
The
got
other
9
one was a
again.
natural 1.
Oh, okay. Okay. How unnatural. Okay.
It was either a 5 plus 4 or a natural 1.
Okay. We'll do that then.
Either failure or more failure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one failure has a chance to go into success at some point.
Yeah, fair.
Yes. Although, let's see. ElectroTerra, you also got the chance to
Oh,
do persuasion.
Oh, okay. Do I also get advantage?
You do not, as you do
Okay.
not have the deck of many cards.
That's a.
Or deck of many things. Deck of many things, yeah.
Well, I was asking for advantage, not a bonus. But that's a 2.
Oh, yeah. Advantage.
Oh, I do get advantage? Okay.
Yeah, you get advantage. That seems fair. I'll allow it.
I got a 2 followed by a 1. Let's go.
Why do you guys keep getting that once? How terrible are you at doing persuasion?
Okay, dice. Fuck all 3 of you.
Good question, isn't it?
Okay, so what do each of you say?
I mean, I said
I
it
feel
just the
so
way I was
badly.
like, the elf is good, or the fairy is good. As soon as she said,
Elf?
as soon as she said the.
I'm not an elf.
Not bad.
You see these wings.
I see the ears too.
If you were an elf, I may have agreed.
We are distantly related to elves, but we are still fairies nonetheless.
Then I'm afraid I may not accept that offer. I will have to ask Helios
We
to
are a
officiate
lot-
the marriage,
I do
as-
believe
as
most.
he is the
Sorry.
one.
I wonder,
Sorry.
could I persuade a god?
You could attempt. You'd have to summon them first if she's not there. Cause,
Well, I mean, she's gonna
she's God.
ask the god, right? I could just be like,
Yeah,
hey,
she's gonna ask Helios.
no, I'm the fiance.
Helios has no idea about anything.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. But I can
Hey
persuade him
Helios,
to
can
say
you
yes.
marry us?
Try. You could try.
Trying
Go
to live
ahead.
here, man.
I'm trying to help. It's not my fault. My
Okay.
dice are just like, fuck you.
So does she just ask him? Like, does she call him or what?
I am going to ask the god Helios, as I believe it will make our marriage to save and end the war. I believe it will make it more official and more, how would you say, forging
that's right.
relationships with others.
Yeah.
If I had Helios involved in the wedding.
So I'm playing a Sylvestrion right now, and Sylvestrion's a half elf. How does that change anything?
That? Wait, you're playing a Sylvestrian? What is he, a bard?
No, he's a dark lord apparently.
Bard.
I
'Cause-
think I'm finally done.
Cool.
Okay.
So it looks sick.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let me check out the picture. Gonna do checking out the picture. It looks amazing! Wow, that's super epic. I love it. It's amazing.
I accidentally, at one point while you're doing this whole thing, I accidentally switched over to this tab and I was just boob.
Oof.
So that's why I said I'm sorry for the boob shot.
Well, it's probably PG-13. Like, it's probably okay.
It's
Eh.
more PG than half the VTubers out there.
There's no nip. It's okay.
I mean... okay. Wow, just calling out, like, all the VTubers today. Jiggle
doesn't-
physics. Anyway,
It doesn't have any underboob,
yeah, it's probably fine.
which is against TOS, but still people do it
It is.
anyway.
Yeah. Why do people do that? I don't know. So Sylvestrion's not a bard, but
Okay, so
he's trying to
Sylvestrion.
marry.
Sylvestrion
He's
says
trying
bard.
to marry her. What?
So Sylvestrion says bard.
So he is a bard. Just like an evil bard.
Yeah.
So he is just gonna try to flirt with her. Okay, great, because I was very concerned. Yes, first thing you do when you see evil person wants to kill you, let's marry them. They will kill me if they love me. Can she even feel love? I haven't decided yet.
What's that?
I haven't decided if she can feel love yet or not. She probably can. Oh, that would be an interesting one. Anyway, that's something interesting to think about. Let's see.
Where were we?
Oh yeah, we were summoning Helios.
Oh
yeah.
She creates this summoning circle out of almost nothing. She creates out of almost nothing. And she begins saying some words that you cannot understand. In a tongue that only the gods can speak.
Does that match the piece of paper I found?
It does. It does, yes.
Cool. I still
Okay,
can't
so-
read it.
I know, which is why I was giving you the information without making you do a check for it. Because I know you can't do anything with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I think it matches.
basically, okay, so she summons him, and this just giant god that looks like a frat boy just shows up, and he has like this blonde hair, and he looks like a Chad. He looks like he's tan. He looks like he goes to the beach and just surfing. He's like, "Sup, broskies? You want to go for like a surf? You want to hit the waves, bro?" I don't know what
So-
Chad sounds like.
I know
Or
how to
is
do
it
this.
Kyle?
Okay.
Is it Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, bro. One quick question for you. Can you marry me off real quick before we go hit the? Oh no! Wait. How about we have a bachelor party after you marry me off, and
This is
we
all-
can go hit the waves and get some broskies.
This is
Okay.
all happening in the cafeteria too.
Yeah, nobody notices. Nobody notices.
How?
We're just
'Cause
in
we're
our
all
own
idiots.
little world, man.
We're by the
Yeah.
door.
We're by the door. Nobody notices.
All right. So do I just make a persuasion?
Yeah, make a persuasion check, and we'll see how well it goes over.
All right. Do I get advantage on it then?
You do get advantage.
Okay. First
I'm
one
gonna
is a
see-
20. Dirty 20.
A nat 20? Or
No,
wait, what?
dirty 20. Second one is a
okay,
12.
okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the dirty 20.
All right, I take. Okay, I got it. So, he's like, "Yo, dude, of course I can marry you. Who do you want to get married to?" It's like, "Is it this chick?"
Can I just do
Well,
like
she's
the Will
completely
Smith
pretty.
thing to the daughter of death?
Will.
Like just do like the
Sure.
Will Smith from the
Wait,
red carpet,
what?
like here. Have you not
Wait,
seen
what
that
is it?
meme?
I didn't see it. I haven't seen it.
It's
I know.
Also,
like
Yeah.
I must ask. What's curious? Are you? Did you want to get in any of this or?
My name's Miyaka.
Oh,
I just-
Meerkat. My bad.
I changed my nickname to the Curious Case of Miyaka.
Oh, I
Ah,
couldn't see that on Discord. I was like,
yeah. That's cool.
yeah. Did you want to get on this or?
I'm communing with a soul.
Okay.
You haven't done much talking to the soul. The soul's just kind of sitting there like,
this is
"What the-"
this is
Going on over
spiraled
there?
out of control. We're trying to do like cleanup now.
And
Yeah.
it's not really working that well.
Nope.
I mean, I got the god to say yes, so
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
but we're trying to
Yeah.
clean it up,
So-
but we're just digging the hole deeper.
This is basically like, "Yo, broski, like, who are you marrying? Oh, is it this hot chick over here? She's like really, really cool. I think she might be out of your league though, bro. But don't worry, I'm sure you totally hit it off." And he doesn't recognize that she's that she's the king of
can I just like
text.
whisper to her like you can kill him later.
She turns to you and says, "I could kiss you right now." Because she just really likes murder, and you just gave her permission to murder. She's so happy.
Apparently, I'm doing the right skill checks at this point.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get a wedding by the beach, Helios.
All right. So
And you say you didn't want my glitter, yet you're going to the beach?
okay, let's switch perspectives over to Miyako, and I'm actually going to end that section of the campaign there, just because I don't want it to like go into like a full-blown campaign, because this is just a test.
here's a test session. Wait, it's a campaign now.
Wait, it's a campaign now.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now you're communing with the spirit. So the spirit just kind of, it doesn't really have eyes or anything, but it like kind of like turns in a way that makes it look like it's looking at you with very much confusion, as it has overheard the craziness that has gone on over in the other half of the cafeteria. Hey. Hi, ElectroTerra. Welcome.
Hi.
Just raise my stream.
Oh dear.
I believe it's on the counter. Or is it not? Or is it on the thing? Could it be on the thing? Like on the hook rack. Okay,
Wait.
sorry.
Is my chat
Alright.
screen still on?
Is what still on? Your screen share? Yeah, it's still on.
That's weird because it's not on my.
It's not on my end either.
I think Sapphire has to close out of the stream first.
Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. It's just gonna
What is
sit
it?
there.
What is it?
You just have to close out of the Discord stream.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot.
I closed the tab. So
Okay, perfect. That fixes everything.
I was like,
Also,
wait,
what is my
why?
character doing? The hair is just messed up. Like, how did I? What in the spring bones is this? There, I fixed it.
So do you know
Style.
something really funny? I actually for Halloween sidelined as a moon priestess.
Amazing.
Sorry. So anyway, I I can't help you. I don't know true happiness myself. I'm afraid.
The spirit just seems very, very sad,
Aww.
and kind of like it turns like this dark blue, like it, like really, really, really like de depressed, sad, like giving up, and then you can see the spirit start to fade a little bit
I
in color.
I I go up to it and I give it a head pat.
Oh, so cute. You want to adopt the? What if you did adopting the spirit, just like as a pet?
I'm a sociologist. I work with souls.
Ah, you could adopt it as a pet though. That'd be funny.
I already have one.
Ah. Okay. So,
The name is Maya,
aw, that's so cool.
and
Okay.
they
So,
have their own Twitch.
ooh, nice.
I'm sorry.
All right. Let's see. So the soul starts like turning green. It's happy. I like the head pats.
I'm glad.
It was not a human soul, but it wasn't quite a animal soul either. It was definitely a creature you didn't recognize and you couldn't tell what kind of soul it was.
You are a strange one. This warrants further investigation.
Yep. You can roll investigation if you would like.
Please.
What is it?
I don't have a dice.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. It's been a little while since we actually went to your part, so I kind of forgot.
Yeah, because we kind of created a mess.
I don't know,
Well,
man. We fixed a mess, apparently.
Oh, I'm gonna let you
We
roll with
ended the
advantage.
war.
Speaking of my soul, it appears that my pet's calling me.
Okay.
So I may actually have to shoot off. I'm really sorry.
All right. That's totally fine.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Do you want to continue the marriage portion?
Oh
Sure.
God. Yeah, why not? Let's
This
go.
is chaotic as all heck. So chaotic. I love it. I am very terrified to see what you all will do in the stream tomorrow. I'm terrified and excited.
Tomorrow for the actual game. Let's just say things are gonna get very interesting.
Oh, indeed. I'm terrified, but it's gonna be
I'm
amazing.
yes.
I'm so excited for tomorrow.
I am also very excited. I've been looking forward to this like all week. If you couldn't tell by like my freak out earlier. I was
Okay,
very
so
excited.
real quick, so going back to the general rules, when's if so you said the max so there's gonna be 2 deaths per thing?
Yes, if you must, you can
Okay.
do 2 deaths.
What about accidents?
Accidental murder. If you accidentally murder more than 2 people, then you are immediately killed for going over the limit.
Okay.
Sorry, not sorry. Just don't commit accidents.
Okay.
The mastermind is ruthless. Isn't that right, mastermind? They're not here.
Also, as a
Are they
human
an
player,
NPC? Are they a player? You'll never know.
we said they aren't here, so
They're here because they're an NPC, obviously. Confusion.
With what I'm planning, I don't think it'll really matter.
I mean, it shouldn't really matter. Because the chance of you guys finding and killing the mastermind are very slim.
You underestimate my capabilities.
I do not
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I have a +5 on investigation.
Just in this campaign.
I know way
Oh, wait,
too.
no, oh, and your other one? And your other one? You have one? Oh, yeah, I should remember that. You do have that, don't you?
I have way too much knowledge about way too many things.
Oh, no. Well, we'll see what happens. Hopefully the mastermind can make it more than like 5 minutes. The campaign ends in 5 minutes and you all just
Objection!
escape the manor
You're the
and just
mastermind.
genocide. That's what you think. Think what you want. I won't stop you from having thoughts.
I also my hubris. Is it my hubris? I don't know which part of the brain it is. My sadistic side's actually started to come out a little bit. I've through this entire stream so far, I've accidentally given 1 or 2 hints as to what
I've
I'm
not been
planning.
able to catch them, so.
Yeah, no. I'm not gonna say what they are. You can go back and while you watch it, see if you can find them.
I found Helios's daughter.
Cool.
I switched my avatar. I like her
Um,
because of her emo hair.
she looks like a sunset or sunrise.
She does. See, it's Helios's daughter.
Yeah.
So I just realized I promised myself in marriage to a woman I said I would hate.
Yeah. And that's what made her love you, was because you said she'd hate you. Or you'd hate her.
Don't kill me. I promise I'll hate you.
She has no idea the true power of a fairy. Or fairies, either.
Yeah.
So I've been tempting her because I know what fairies can do. And it's not kind. Because
I know.
Because fairies, we are very, very kind. We like playing tricks because it's fun and makes people laugh. But never just never get on our
clearly you've
bad.
never met a fae in real life. That's
Just never get on their
I'm
bad
literally-
side.
I'm literally just supporting her as like, okay, you can kill them later. Just let them
Yeah.
do something good for us right now.
Yeah. So it's such a supportive husband. So kind.
I hope she
Okay.
doesn't realize that it's a lot like very supportive to the point where the hate's not really there.
The love's not really there. No, the hate's just not really there.
Enemies to lovers. Enemies to lovers. That's just all
I'm
it is.
more scared, man. I'm not like hateful. I'm more scared. It's like walking on glass.
She might become a yandere. That'd be funny. Wait.
That implies that other women are gonna like this character.
I like this character.
I might be planning something now. Planning a thing.
So earlier in my chat, they were saying the harem route ? And now you're
Yeah.
proving them right.
And I'm going the yandere route. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, have you ever
I
seen
can't wait to
Shimonetta?
watch your stream after. What is it?
Shimonetta is kind of like a harem yandere
Yeah.
with a little bit extra.
Wait, isn't that just Future Diary?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that you
Yeah,
mention
just
it.
yandere. It's kind of a harem, like, because he has like. the
Oh
whole
wait,
group is
Higurashi!
actually him.
Yeah.
Higarashi's literally a harem of nothing but yanderes.
I really need to watch.
Because in Higurashi is like there's one guy who basically has a harem effectively, and they all try to kill each other.
Yandere Simulator, though. The
And
guy
then-
basically has a harem, and then she just tries to kill them all.
And then
Yandere Dev's the worst. though.
Higurashi time resets, weird stuff. Everything makes sense in the second
Ooh.
season.
Okay, I've absolutely got to watch it now. Kind of sounds like Charlotte in a way. I love Charlotte. It was a great anime.
I've actually never heard of that one. But anyway, back
It's
on
amazing.
track.
It's
Helios is there.
underrated.
Helios, this grown ass dude, just showed up in a high school cafeteria.
And nobody cares. It's like the worst high school on the planet. Like the teachers give the kids drugs. Oh, and his daughter shows up not too long behind him. He's like, "Hey, you want to meet my daughter?" Yeah, she's single, by the way. She might be more in your league other than this other chick. You might want to try with my daughter.
Could I just get like an insight check on? Can I get an insight check on the daughter of death?
You can. Go.
We never
On
even
the daughter
learned her
of death?
name.
you want to do an investigation check for her name, or do you want to do like an insight check for
The reaction to
what
what
her motives
Helios
are?
said. No, I want to do an insight check on the Daughter of Death to see
Alright.
her reaction to what Helios just said.
Okay. Roll. They see you rolling.
I got a
They
4.
hated. They saw you rolling and they were hating.
Yeah, these virtual dice hate.
My physical dice
Physical
hate me.
dice
Let's
are
see.
better.
There's only 3 of them. Just see what I get. Eh. I mean, there's a 5, 13, and 15. It's not too bad. I just wasted my high rolls, but oh well.
You know the funny thing? My physical dice hate Bean so much. They hate Bean so much. Like, yeah, because we were trying a D&D game before this. Let's just say he did not get good on the rolls from any of my dice. I broke a different set of dice because the first ones hated him. But no.
So
Super funny.
you got an insight check of what?
I got an insight check of 4, so I have no
Ah.
idea what the Daughter of Death is thinking.
Her face looks stone cold. Like, you can't really see much of emotion on there at all. And it's very hard to read. So, yeah. Basically, yeah.
What's Helios's daughter thinking, man?
You want to do an inside check?
Meanwhile, I'm in
And
the
just what
Raptors
you
looking
think he's thinking?
at all
God,
of
I
this
got
go
a 5 on that one.
down. You
And
can.
5?
You're having trouble just reading.
I can't read people, man.
Yeah. Helios's daughter looks pretty kind. She's
Oh, hello.
Hey, Miyako. Welcome.
My soul left again.
back.
Hey.
She has D&D tonight, so...
Oh, hey.
Oh, nice. So do we.
Apparently Helios is trying to marry me off to his daughter now. So
Yeah.
What is
Me,
this?
Helios's daughter.
What? Are you just making a god harem?
Yeah,
God-
just
apparently
form a
that's
god
Daughter
happening. I
of
have no
God's
idea.
harem.
Can't just form a god harem, but then you did.
Well, no, it's demigod harem.
You know what? I drew a
got him.
very helpful card from the deck of many things, and it's led to this. I don't know what.
I'm sitting in the Raptors watching this all go down, ready to shoot off all my glitter. That sounds way worse than I intended that to be. But
Dude, we just literally just started randomly just in a high school with like nothing. And then all of a sudden, murder
Oh my
and
God.
chaos and marriage. This is what D&D does to people.
Tara's literally just up in the rafters, just watching all this go down.
He's just up in the rafters. He's still in the
and I'm
rafters.
just watching this like, it's like, you know, I don't have to intervene for this to go south. I'm just gonna sit here and watch it all unfold.
This reminds me of the time my D&D pie forcibly married me to a tree.
Okay. Was it
Was
one
it
of
a good
Apollo's
tree?
was it one of Apollo's ex-lovers or something?
No, it was just a tree.
I mean, I had a D&D session or campaign once where it's a party that had 3 casters in it. It was like 2 sorcerers and a wizard. I was the wizard. We had all just gone to spell Fireball, and the DM threw 3 trolls at us. That didn't even last a round. The trolls were down before they even got a turn. Like, the DM knew what he was doing. It's like, we were all excited to use our Fireball spell. And what better thing to use Fireball on than a troll? But anyway, so you're getting married off to death and forming a harem with Helios. Okay. Hello?
I can't say yes to the Helios daughter, man. I don't know what's gonna happen to me. I'm scared. I'll just tell Helios. I'm upset at where I am.
You're doing great, man.
We just give each other thumbs up. Sapphire's AFK for a bit.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, God, how did this happen?
I have no idea. I was gonna shoot off glitter, and then all of a sudden this just happened.
Why? Why did my tweet of just blood apparently be a big tweet?
Because I knew that tweet was about me misspelling your name. So I liked it, and then other people probably liked it as well.
I have like 3 followers on Twitter. Ooh, can I retweet the retweet? Oh my bad, I have 12 followers. How did that happen?
But while we wait, I am going to shamelessly plug my little pet, my pet soul.
All right.
Go for it.
Just as a joke, because
Yep. We can still be heard on her stream, by the way.
oh,
I just
oops.
checked. But we cannot be seen.
I mean, I already said that they're my pet, so like as a joke, kinda. There you go. They mostly play Pokemon.
Where did you put this?
In the general chat.
Oh. Sure. Oh, I see. They're just about as... Oh, that's Arc. I thought that was Pokemon. I'm like, what the heck? Pokemon has a bow? Or no, that wasn't Arc. That was Horizon. Sell
I'm confused.
Oh, when I opened up the channel, when I opened up our channel, the channel there, he posted.
It shouldn't have brought up Arc.
No, it wasn't an Arc stream. It was Horizons. I think.
I don't know what I just came back to, but like, what about a Horizon?
Oh, there's nothing. We're just small tangent while you were away.
She's only been playing. She's only been playing Arceus recently.
Oh, well, I saw a bow and arrow. That's for sure. But anyway.
Oh, it's the person that she's hosting.
Oh, okay. That's what I saw then.
Hello, I have done a return.
Yes.
Hello, welcome back.
Did you get your money back?
I was shamelessly plugging my wife.
I earned $1.
Nice.
Nice.
I had to help look for the dog's collar because we lost the dog's collar. So I found it, and now I get $1.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have decided what to do with Helios's daughter.
Oh no.
And that is just decline.
Crime? What?
No, decline. I'd be like, I'm good, man. Okay. I'm good.
So you don't do crime? So rude.
I'll be crying at some point in the future with this marriage, I guess.
Yay. So,
I think that star has a very corrupted view of the world. Anyway.
Wives. Am I right, gamers?
I know, right? Imagine.
Yeah.
I know, right? Like, imagine getting married.
I'm over 2,000 years old and forever alone.
What, you think the church would actually let me marry?
Dude, literally Helios and the God of Death's daughters, right here with the NPCs. Do you think either of them would be able to get into a normal, loving relationship? No. No. No.
Wait, what? Wait, if you merge the child of life and the child of death, wouldn't it explode?
I kind of want to see what happens.
Well,
that's just double murder.
That's just the end of the world.
So.
Oh, I just came up with something. Okay, I just came up with something. Okay, so we have to get back to this. I'm sorry. I just came up with a genius idea. Genius. Okay.
Okay.
Do you want to do a perception check or an insight check?
Sure. Hopefully it's a lot better than 5.
Do one for both Helios's daughter and for the god of death's daughter.
Okay, the first one is 11. That will be for Helios's daughter.
Okay, that'll hit.
Hit.
And
Oh yeah, it's not an attack roll, right?
and the daughter of death is a 19.
Okay, so you did really good. Both of those work. Okay, so with Helios's daughter, you get bad vibes from her. Like she's definitely up to something, and she's putting on this like goody two shoes act. Like, oh, sorry, I'm Helios's daughter. I'm so innocent and kind and cheerful. But in reality, there's something else going on there. And with the goddess of death, she is actually not giving off bad vibes. Not anywhere near as bad as Helios's daughter's vibes. She actually seems like she seems kind of like what you expect the vibes from Helios's daughter to be like.
Oh, okay. So the daughter of death talks a big game but can't walk the walk.
I don't know.
From the vibes I'm getting, she talks a big game of trying to kill everybody, but she can't do that much.
I mean, she shot me in the
her
face,
fault.
and I'm still standing with no damage taken.
You might be onto something there. That's all I'll say. Helios's daughter walks up to the goddess of death and says, "It's nice to see you again, Lyra. What are you doing in a place like this?"
In the background, I'm just like writing down the name.
What are you doing in a place like this? You have no right to visit the mortal realm after what you did last time.
Oh god, what did she do to the muggles?
What did you do to the muggles? Okay. Wait, is your person still there, and did she actually ask that?
No.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Let's see. Let's see.
Okay, can I just like pop in like while they're staring each other down? Like,
Yeah.
What did she do?
Oh, you really want to know what the goddess of death did? You know what's so terribly wrong that she was banned from going to the mortal realm? She saved a mortal's life and abandoned her post. And since then, she's been fired from her duties as goddess of death. How could anyone be so worthless as to
I can
fail at
think of
the
a
only
few
thing they were born for doing?
Can
Terra from the rafters.
Do I hear this?
Roll to see.
All right.
Roll
Which
perception.
one? Pink.
Perception.
11.
Yeah, you hear pretty much everything.
I can think of a few better examples. I yelled down.
Like what? What could be worse than saving someone's life if you're meant to kill everyone in your path? Of course, I would
Well,
never disgrace
wait,
my parents that
what
way.
What if the person you save ends up killing more people?
My thought
Oh no!
exactly.
You know who she saved? You know who she saved?
Who?
The hero.
No. She saved a priest who went on to make so many people's lives better.
But what about those people who made their lives better?
So-
What about did they do, huh?
So
The people whose lives were better went on and made the world better. She destroyed everything she was meant to do. She's worthless. She's scum. Everyone despises her because she can't fit her role.
I
Well,
think
You do well not to talk to her. You
I
definitely do
think
better with someone like me.
having a break every once in a while is good for you.
Also, change is good. Take it from the fairies.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
all she did was make your job worse, not hers.
It doesn't make my job worse. After all, that's my job, is to save lives.
But you
But-
didn't. You failed once. Because you had to
I
pull up
didn't
your end.
fail.
Yeah, like she
If
did
death has to
your
pull up
job
your
better.
end, you failed.
Yeah.
Lyra, the goddess of death, is nowhere to be seen, by the way. She has bolted as soon as she heard the accusation. Like, she was covering her ears running. You could not see if she was crying or not. But based on some sounds you heard, you could tell she might have been. Seriously, she didn't hear you defending her.
see-
could I make
She was
could I
gone.
make a perception check to see like kind of where she went?
Yeah, you can. That's your job as her husband. You have to run after her.
I got a 15.
This is so wholesome, actually. Okay. 15?
Yeah.
Okay. She went to the back of the kitchens and she's now like sitting next to the dead, dying soul. And you can see she's doing some kind of magic, or you can tell that she's doing some kind of magic, because you can kind of sense magic from over that in that area.
Oi, it's what do you think you're doing?
I'm gonna take care of Elio's daughter.
Wait,
Okay.
before I leave, I can be like, Helios, you could just marry the fairy up there. Like your daughter can just marry him.
Oh,
And
I
then
don't
I
think
just
that's gonna be possible.
Can I make that a persuasion check actually?
Yes, do it. Please do. Please do. That would be hilarious.
Well, it's only a 7.
Only a 7. This is like, dude, honestly, it's up to my daughter, because, like, both of you guys are so out of her league. Like, not, like, out of her league, but, like, so under her league, you know? Because she's, like, perfect. And you guys are kind of, like, total scum. Because, like, why would you defend the goddess of death? She's, like, yeah, she failed, you know? Yeah, she's a failure.
We fairies. You see, we fairies represent change. I don't see you changing very often. She at least tried to take the change. She failed. But
That's the worst thing to say to him.
Oh, oof. Oof.
And
so she
I
gets a
gu- I
pass
guess-
in my books. So
I guess
however, what
after
change?
that happens,
What change have you
Uh,
made? Tell me. What changes have you made in the world?
I've saved so many lives. I've stopped so many people from dying tragic deaths. And I've kept humanity alive.
All right,
To everyone that believes in Helios. I mean, I don't really save those that don't believe in
and you're
Helios.
wait,
And
hold on. You're
to
scorning
everyone
her.
else.
Wait a moment. You're scorning her for saving a life, yet you do it on the regular?
Yeah, because that's my job. That's not her job. Her job
Just
is
because
to
it's not
stay
her
alive.
job doesn't mean she's not allowed to do it?
She isn't allowed to. It's not her birthright.
So you want to get
That's
into
not her job.
birthrights here? I'm a fairy named Terra. Because my element is earth. Most fairies are wind-based. So you want to talk birthright?
This is amazing.
I'm an earthen fairy. We are exclusive. We are very rare to come across. But that just because my birthright is wind doesn't mean I am wind. I was born with earth. I was already born outside my birthright.
Then that's your problem. I'm surprised they haven't disowned you then. If they were smart, they would have. This world relies on order and things going as they should. If somebody makes a wrong move, if somebody steps out of line and causes issues for everyone else, then they shouldn't be allowed to continue doing so, wouldn't you say? That's why she's no longer allowed in the mortal planes. Since she's here, I might as well take her back and, you know,
I thought you said
see
she got
to it that
exiled
her
to the
punishment is fixed.
I thought you said she got exiled to the mortal plane.
No, she was banned from coming to the mortal plane.
Oh.
all right. I guess before I left, I was like, still need you for the wedding, Helios, bro. And then I kind of just run off a bit and go after.
Don't worry.
Oh.
I can contact the queen if you need it.
Maybe keep that option open.
Will do.
Helios's daughter just looks really, really angry, but she knows that if she like tries to kill anyone, then she'll also get banned. Because that's not her job.
Haha. Catch 22.
She can't do
She can't do anything.
You're not allowed to murder. That's not your job. Bad.
anything. Banned from committing murders. That's not your job.
So, I guess Terra's still arguing with the daughter of Helios now.
Yep.
And Helios.
Sure.
And then me and Miyako are watching death save another life, I guess.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. She's actually trying to bring the soul back. Because, okay, do a perception check, both of you.
That's counter to what I was trying to do.
Oh, right. Sorry. I'm going to roll for Miyako. You got a 5 on perception, so okay.
I was
I
trying to help
got
it
a
pass
17.
on.
I got a 17 on perception.
Okay. What did Miyako say?
I was trying to help it pass on before I left.
Oh, well, she's actually helping to try to revive it, it appears. For the perception check, you got a 5, Miyako, so you don't see anything unusual with her behavior, or maybe you just think she's being nice. But, Fork, you see something a little bit different. It seems that she knew this creature before its death, and you can sense sadness surrounding the death of this creature. Perhaps they were close.
I'll ask if they were her friend.
Okay. I gotta switch avatars again, because we're in a different scene. This daughter's avatar is so pretty, but I decided to make her evil, because I was like, oh yeah, the nice one. She's supposed to be nice. She's supposed to be the kid of light. Haha, we're gonna ruin that.
Oh yeah.
Let's make her a bitch too. This is fun. Okay. She definitely appears sad about something. And she says, they weren't necessarily a friend of mine. I don't take to keeping friends, as it's my job to eventually end their lives. But it was before this one's time. I guess you could say they were a companion of mine, a traveling acquaintance that I grew to be fond of.
Were they? Okay, real quick. Is
Mhm.
are there like adventuring parties and stuff here, or is it just like people that go out?
We're in a
Normal
school
teenagers.
cafeteria.
We're literally in a school cafeteria, and like, I don't even know what this world is. It created it from literally
Okay,
like
fair.
nothing as a test. So I guess there's no adventuring parties. They just kind of go do whatever.
The school doesn't give a shit. The world doesn't give a shit.
My God.
How did it
Indeed.
die?
It appears foul play was involved. Let's just say it was murdered.
Dun, dun, dun.
Using, however, it wasn't dark magic. It wasn't magic that is usually correspondent to the god of death or the goddess of death. It's actually magic corresponding to Helios' side. The light people. Someone must have done something that they shouldn't have. If I can just figure out who it was, then maybe I can get my rightful place back. And be allowed back in the mortal realm. I'm breaking so many rules by being here, but you know, who gives a fuck? I love this avatar. I wish I could make something like this. I need to practice some more.
Yeah,
so I
well,
can
I'm
get
having
this
a
good.
bitch off with the.
Yeah. Let me switch avatars so we can do that. That would be so funny.
Who could
It's
be
really
the-
funny because it's just yelling. It's just a
Oh,
bunch
yeah.
of angry people yelling. Bunch of angry Irish people yelling.
Oh,
Not
top of
actually
the
Irish
morning to ya.
Okay.
So we're back on.
Yeah,
Forgot where we left off.
I forgot too. Helios has... Okay, so Helios left his daughter there just to figure out what the heck's going on. Because he was tired and wanted to go
he
surfing.
sees her like yelling at this fairy, and he's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna scoot off screen.
Scoot up? Yep, he just left. He just wanted to go surfing. He was just like, pull up, skirt, gonna go surf. He left. He was done.
I can't find my way out of this school cafeteria.
I mean, you're either at this point, Tara, you're either gonna get married to the daughter of Helios, or get
I
killed
hope
by
they
her.
do. Yeah, I hope that happens too. I don't care what happens. It's gonna be fun.
So
That's a weird thing to say as a DM, because I kind of feel like just an advanced player that makes more of the rules. Because NPCs. I get more player characters.
yes, and I'm an advanced player that knows how to break them.
Yes.
But anyway,
I used to make choice decisions. I wish my best friend was watching this. I don't know if they're here.
You can show
I
it
don't
in
think they're
later.
here. I'm gonna check, actually. I'm so pissed. If they're not here, after all the things we've been through together, and they're not here, they failed me. They're so failed me.
So
I
you-
checked, who's here. Kishite Kineko is not here.
So
Ah.
you're
I'm gonna
saying
force them to watch the stream later, and they're gonna get mad.
So you're saying that just because she saved a life, which is your job, you're scorning her. So that makes no sense on your, like, any amount of the word.
I believe it does. After all, she failed her duty by
That's
saving
very weird.
someone. Saving people. That's a job reserved for the light side. Those from the dark side should never interfere with our work. They may end up saving someone with dark intentions. And even if they don't, it's not their duty to intervene.
Okay,
She
so
stepped out
okay,
of
first
line.
off, who made these rules?
The ancestors did.
Do
Do you dare question them?
And what happened to the ancestors?
Oh, they're still alive. They've just been...
Sealed away?
Not the answer Tara was expecting.
decommissioned for a while.
Yeah, sealed away, like I thought.
Not necessarily sealed away. We just grew tired of their bossing around, and maybe we thought the younger gods and goddesses deserved a chance to shine. The ancestors were getting old and decrepit. Their rules still hung true, but we wanted to be the ones to enforce them.
You don't know the fairy's secrets, do you? You boss. Then again, you're not a fairy. You're not a being.
Hmm.
You're not a fairy.
Fae.
Fairy. There's several different types of fae. I'm a fairy in particular. It's quite complicated. Let's not get into it.
Fairies. Huh. Interesting creatures. I believe those are under the dark domain. If we
Twilight.
had to pick a domain. Twilight. Huh.
We have both light
Interesting.
and dark. While we do
Well-
lean towards the light, we are not fully in it.
Well, then
nor
you're
are
under
we
my
fully...
domain.
Not completely, no.
Partially.
Partially yes, and partially on the dark side. We tend to lean
Hmm.
towards the light, but like every creature, we go through night and day.
You sound so formal, like you're trying to put on some royal act.
Yeah, because I've gone to my normal D&D character, who is very formal.
Nice.
Because the character I'm currently using in another campaign is
Yeah.
very formal, so I kind of, since I'm doing what he does best, I've kind of slipped into him.
Understandable. I tend to do that sometimes as well with formal characters. I do it with like my super kawaii characters that are just evil. I do that all the time.
I have a habit of slipping into my overprotective self.
That was that last character. I was that last character, and I'm like, I'm gonna be formal. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want. And then I'm just sort of slipping back into that because I'm doing whatever the
Nice.
hell I want. And but anyway,
I mean,
Let's
you're literally
see.
yelling at the god of healing, or the daughter of healing.
Let's see. So you do partially belong to the light side then, your race does, which means I should have some amount of control over you. Let's see.
We also
as
have
long as
control
I
over
stay
the-
within the bounds of as long as I stay within the bounds of good and evil, things that don't really consider either,
but okay.
then I
If,
can do what you do
so
controlling.
so you're defining it by good and evil. Then let me ask you this: define good, define evil.
Good. Those who stick to their roles and destined purposes in life. Evil. Those who stray and cause harm to others that are in their way. And by straying. Or just by straying from their path.
But what defines one's path? Maybe everyone's path is different upon their lives. Maybe what was her name again?
The goddess of death's name is Lyra.
Lyra. Did I hear that? I think I heard that.
That's actually one of my favorite names. For reasons.
Perhaps the goddess of death.
Spider-Man related reasons.
Maybe it's her role. Maybe she is destined to stray. Do you know for a fact that about what her path may lead her?
Yes.
How so?
She is the daughter of Not, the god of death.
That's what she is. That doesn't mean where she's
she-
that doesn't define where she's going.
That's where she should go. If she doesn't, then she will be forced to be punished. Unfortunately, the world doesn't go by such idealistic standards. There are rules and order,
You're
and
right.
they must
It doesn't
be
go by
followed.
such idealistic standards, and you're trying to apply them here.
I'm not. I'm going by rules and fact and order, which she refuses to comply to. She has no right to steal my position, my birthright, and try to pretend she has the same powers as me. She has no right.
Isn't life just the absence of death, and isn't death just the absence of life?
That's one way to put it, but it's a very naive way to put it. There's more to death and there's more to life. Life is not her domain. Her domain is that of the dead. She should stick to it. Stick to what she knows best.
But one's if what she knows best isn't what she desires. One's if she wants to forge her own path.
Who
Who's to
cares
say?
what she desires?
Who cares
Who
what she
cares what she
desires?
desires? If she can't follow the rules, then her desires should not come to fruition. She should not get a choice over her future as long as it breaks the rules that have been set before us by the ancestors. She has no right.
Just because she breaks the rules doesn't mean she's not following her path. And if the rules say to follow your path, are you breaking the rules if you stray from what others think your path is?
She should just conform already.
I must ask you this.
She knows
To
she's the
conform to
weaker one.
whom? Because
Conform
to us
to
fairies...
the ancestors.
To whose ancestors?
To the ones of the universe.
Ones of the universe. That's the first I've heard of that, but I'm still in my formal. That's
I
the
don't
first
even know
I've-
what the lore in this world is. I'm just making it up as I go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Improv is amazing.
Yeah.
I love improv.
Lord of the universe? What'd you say?
I don't really know what the lore of this like world.
No.
that we've
Lord
created
of the
is.
universe, or
The ancestors of the universe.
yeah,
the
that's
ones
right,
of the
yep.
universe.
ancestors of the universe. That's the broadest term I've heard for them so far. I will say that. I will say that. That's the broadest term I've heard of them so far. I'm trying to slip back out of formal.
So far.
That's the broadest term I've heard them in. But I
Your views
If-
intrigue me. They're incorrect, but they're still intriguing.
we fairies tend to think differently from most. I'm conforming, aren't I not? But yet I still decide to break away and do my own thing, as all fairies do. I'm a fairy of the earth, which is extraordinarily rare for beings associated with that of the wind. So I already don't conform with most of my people.
I am unsure which rules you should be following, but regardless, as long as you're sticking to some sort of rules.
Well, you see, that's just it. We make our own rules.
Yeah,
Don't we
yeah.
all?
That's what all the deviants say. That's what all of those who break away from the rules say. They're like, oh, we'll make our own rules. Oh, we'll follow our own paths. There is no such thing. You either follow the rules you were given, or you let them destroy you. It's their right.
But what are
If you don't follow the rules, then those who enforce them can destroy you. And that's just what I intend
who
to do
changes
to
the
stupid
rules?
little Lyra.
But who changes
No
the
one.
rules?
The rules do not need changing.
Who do you think made the rules before the ancestors?
There was nothing before the ancestors. Helios says so.
What
I should
race
listen,
is
shouldn't
she? What race is she, by the way?
Demigod.
Okay.
But like, very powerful. She's actually the next Helios, after Helios is sealed away, as you would say.
Yeah. Well, I say
Once they get
sealed
to a certain
away.
age, they start
When I
sealing
said
them
sealed
away.
away when I said sealed away, I meant that quite literally.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Because that's the job of the fairies. It's like the gods, they don't die. The fairies seal them away, and I know the
Oh.
queen.
Oh wait, I actually don't know anything about this. So this is gonna be interesting. Should I actually research the Fae like in just like in reality in general, or from religious purposes?
Fairy, I've done that. I've actually done that myself. It's
Never say
kinda,
thank you to them. That would be dangerous. Never accept gifts from them. That would be dangerous.
It's kind of. There's a lot of definitions for fairies and what they do.
Yeah.
Some of the more common characteristics is that they like playing tricks, and most of the time they're kind, but they can be bad.
I know, that's why they're so cool.
Yeah.
Kind of like leprechauns. Are leprechauns actually a type of fairy? Most likely. Just Irish.
They're fae. They're fae
Yeah.
like the fairies. Most fae tend to be sort of like tricksters in general.
I found a leprechaun once. They were pretty cool, actually.
Are we still doing this in character?
Nope. Nope. I found a leprechaun. Or at least I thought I did when I was 5. So I don't know how true it is. But when I was 5, I could have swore I found a leprechaun.
When I was 5, I thought
They ran
I
away
saw
from me, though.
blue. But then again,
They ran away from me. It was very sad. I went leprechaun hunting on St. Patrick's Day.
ah,
It was great. I found one, but I couldn't catch him. They ran so fast.
I ran to a door when I was like 15 or no, 10.
That sounds lovely.
I don't know why I remember running into an open fridge door. But I just do.
Why
Anyway,
did you do that?
because I didn't
Okay.
see it. But anyway,
Fair enough. Hey, why did my character jump when that noise happened on your microphone? Because like my character just jumped back. I didn't even move my face cam. Weird. That was funny.
but anyway,
Anyway,
where were we?
doing stuff probably.
Yes, I was
should we
talking my ass
should we
off.
Yeah, should we cut back over to?
Yeah, because we're not getting anywhere fast. Yeah,
yeah.
go back to them.
Yeah.
Sure,
Okay. I gotta switch avatars. I'm not doing this for the actual campaign. I've decided not to use NPC avatars. I'm just gonna stick with the DM avatar, sadly, because although I do have enough avatars for the characters I want to do, it's just gonna be a lot of changing back and forth, especially in group conversations.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I need to go to the other avatar. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm being stupid. Yay! There we go. Wee. Okay. All right. So basically, where did we leave off?
She was trying to resurrect the person who got killed.
Yeah. Okay, so her spell has almost reached completion, and you can see the soul like merging back with the body and the consciousness. The conscience is like going back into the body and is starting to like twitch and move.
Do I see the soul? I don't think I do I?
You should be able to see it all
Oh, okay.
because you should be like right next to her from what
okay.
I've gotten so far.
Can I ask the soul who killed it?
Okay, so it's not quite an animal, it's not quite human. I'm trying to remember what race I said that this was.
You said it was dead.
Yeah, you never
It was
said a
dead.
race.
Yeah, yeah. It's dead. Just dead.
The race of death. You
I
okay?
think I'm gonna go with. I'm just gonna go with like some sort of like maybe tiefling. I'll go with like a young tiefling, like maybe about 5 years old. In like
Okay.
mortal human years. Yeah. That should work. Just young tiefling, like toddler tiefling. Because they murdered the toddler tiefling.
Oh god.
In a high school.
child murder.
They
'cause she took
murdered the
tiefling with
child.
her.
They murdered a toddler in a high school kitchen.
Yeah, the lunch lady did it.
Were they planning to cook it?
Probably.
You know what
You
they
know-
The school's fricked. The school's freaking fricked.
Yeah.
You know what they say? The snack that smiles back, cannibalism.
Cannibalism. Yes, I'm still gonna say that every time.
Is it
Cannibalism.
cannibalism if you're eating a tiefling? As a
Well,
It's
actually,
technically not. Yeah.
it's technically not. No. I feel like this character would absolutely slaughter you for doing that though, because that was like basically their relation was that was basically her kid. She basically adopted the tiefling. So, but she won't admit it because she doesn't want like friendship or anything, or to
God,
have ties to
I have a
anyone.
kid.
Yeah, but she won't say it's her kid. But basically, that's
Oh,
what
okay.
happens. You have a kid. You're a parent.
Wait, is that
Congratulations.
like
You're a
an
stepdad.
insight that I get?
Demon
or-
babies. Demon babies.
Is that an insight I get?
What?
Do I like?
Yeah.
Oh, it's I
You just kind of picked that up.
So we're just going through
Oh,
his
God.
entire life.
Yeah.
He started saying,
Getting
then he
married,
got
having
quickly engaged and married. Now he has a child. Meanwhile, I'm having a
Yeah.
yelling match out in the main hall.
This is too fast.
Yeah. This is amazing. Tomorrow's gonna be so much
Miyako,
fun.
Do you have anything to say to her before the body gets resurrected?
I let them be because there's no point trying to dispute this sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Tiefling babies. It's adorable.
Yay.
It's adorable, by the way. She's like really cute. You have a daughter. Congratulations.
My document has been approved. Wonderful.
That's good.
Does that mean I've been paid?
Oh, could I do an investigation check? Actually, look.
You can do it. You can do an investigation check.
See if it's yours.
Wait, what was it for again?
To look for clues as to the killing.
You can do that.
14.
You find some kind of like magical runes, like surrounding where they're laying on the ground. If you were to trace those back, you're pretty sure they would go to like a light source, like from the light side. They're not dark magic runes.
Can I ask Lyra where she if she's seen these kinds of runes before?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ha-
Okay.
have you seen these runes before? They look not like yours.
I've seen them before, I suppose you could say. Those are Lightner's runes. What the light people use. Helios and his daughter actually typically write and scribe like that all the time. I can't read it, but I wish I could.
Are they the only ones that can?
Not many on the light side can actually read or write. It's usually the wealthy. On the dark side, we all know how to read and write, especially in runes, in case we need to defend ourselves. Or to immediately murder someone, but yeah.
It just sounds like the dark side is better. What the hell?
I mean,
Question the morals, question the morals.
it's kind of like Greek mythology.
They
only
they
good god
common
was
education.
In Greek mythology, the only good god was actually Hades.
Facts.
Yeah.
Persephone was pretty cool, but at the same time, pretty
I
much
mean, she
just
was only
Hades.
down there
Cerberus.
half the time.
Yeah.
Cerberus was cool.
Yeah.
Zeus was a what the moment.
Yeah, like all the gods are like,
It's not a what the fuck.
aside
It's not a
from
what the fuck. It's
Hades,
like, why did he not stop fucking?
yeah, Hades actually like he like the only
So
time
nice.
Hades actually ever intervened when with anything was when someone was actively like flirting with his wife. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
she's taken, she's mine, fuck off.
Hades is basically just like the goth emo like theater kid that just wants to spend time with his pretty girlfriend and his dog. That's all.
Yeah.
He has a soft spot for his dog.
What's wrong
That's
with
all.
that?
Nothing
Meanwhile,
wrong with that.
child.
Hades is the one.
Meanwhile,
You forgot
Zeus is...
You forgot
Anyway.
a child.
Iris
like
is pretty
Greek.
cool though. Iris is pretty cool in Greek mythology as well. I liked Iris.
Hermes, by the way. Just not even like Greek mythology Hermes. Hermes from like the Disney movie Hercules.
Oh, it's been so long
Psyche
since.
and Eros. Psyche is amazing because she went against Aphrodite now, and let's be honest here, Aphrodite sucks. I will not back down on that. Aphrodite is the worst. But Eros and Psyche were amazing. If you haven't heard that one, look into it. It's very cool.
I've heard of it. I don't remember it all off the top of my head though. But anyway,
Psyche just became a goddess just because because yeah, it was amazing.
so sorry
right.
about that. Yeah. But anyway, yeah.
I guess I just have a daughter now.
Yeah, you have a child, like an actual literal child. We are almost to the 3-hour mark, so we can continue this until we reach the 3-hour mark, and then I'm going to say we need to end this stream. Because I still have to type up notes. I do need to type up notes.
I could probably take care of her once Ophelia's daughter once when given the go ahead.
God, I have to lie to the daughter saying that I rezzed her.
Oh,
Why?
It's
Murder.
okay. I have +4 to deception.
ah. Wait, why are you lying to the
No, I'm
daughter
a
about
bard.
you
I'm
resurrecting her?
I'm a persuasive bard. I can do stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I
Have fun
mean,
with that.
I think my whip is very persuasive.
Yeah, well, I'm just having an arguing
Down.
match.
Not yet.
Let's switch back. Let's switch back to the arguing match real quick, just because I think it'd be funny.
I guess we're just gonna like be walking out of the kitchen, going back towards them.
Yeah, the daughter's awake now, and she's very cool. She's very confused as to what happened.
Does she protest when I pick her up?
No,
Okay,
This
good.
is your new dad.
Yeah,
she
hi.
likes you. She likes you a lot.
I'm your new dad.
She said, "Okay." She's fine with that. She doesn't honestly care.
When you went to lunch today, you didn't expect you'd be getting married and having a daughter.
Congratulations. Now it's your turn. I want to see where this goes with. Since you basically have the happy ending, you got married, you had a daughter. We're going to switch over to see where this argument goes.
They're walking out. Wait, did he ask her who killed her?
I don't think she knows.
no.
Oh, no, okay.
She doesn't know.
Yeah, we know it's
Very
light
cute.
runes though.
Yeah. Do.
I'm trying to remember where we left off. We said so many things.
Yeah, so much happened just in this test run. Like the lore and the plot is just immaculate.
This make-believe world that'll
Making
all
it
come
up.
crashing down upon the end of the stream.
Yes, it's just gonna not exist anymore. And then I'm just gonna go watch both of your streams and see like what happens. I want to see how chaotic your chats are. If they're like worse than mine.
Nope.
Mine's just Sylvestrion.
The only other message in my chat is just distracts you from Fork. And my little squid.
Basically,
I was
mine's just
really
Sylvestrion, and just everyone has raided mine at some point. Pretty much everyone in the stream has, including Bean. Bean just showed up.
Yeah.
That was funny.
But who's to say whose path is it? Was that where we left off?
Somewhere we were just arguing over and over, like we were getting nowhere.
Yeah, we weren't. Yeah, you're right. We were getting nowhere.
Two very argumentative people just start arguing. Amazing. I'm so interested to see what you guys will do with the NPCs I've created for tomorrow. Yeah, I definitely need to end this soon, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway,
we have about 10 minutes.
I just
We have
need the
10
evidence that I can take care of her.
Yeah.
Oh,
basically-
we just tell you that we found light runes around a dead body.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back to being the goddess of death. Okay. Hey.
Me?
Heracles.
Oh.
Heracles.
Heracles?
Yeah, that's her name. I decided.
Oh, okay.
Not Hercules, Heracles. Which is an actual Greek myth.
Also, quick question.
I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
yeah.
remember
Since
what
they were
they
in
do.
the okay, so real quick question: could they hear us arguing in the kitchen?
It was very muffled.
Yeah, it was pretty muffled.
Okay.
I'm just gonna have Lyra go up to her and like confront her. So, Heracles, can you tell us why we found lightner runes around Seraphina's dead body? I don't know what you're talking about. Those obviously are Darkner's runes. We would never kill a child.
You just see me
We
like
would
pop
never
my
kill
head out.
anyone. We would never kill anyone. Why would you ever? What are you talking about? How dare you make such a bold accusation?
Why so flustered all of a sudden?
I will see to it that you were murdered for this.
I just pop out from
Not by me.
behind Lyra. I'm like, I have pictures of the runes.
Can I
She
compare them?
just sees me. She just sees me holding
What?
the tiefling. I have pictures of the runes.
Oh,
Can I compare them to my notes?
you have what? No, those aren't Lightner's runes. You have no proof of that.
Oh, here, wait. Tara, do you have the paper?
Yeah, I saw the paper.
What kind of runes are those?
I have no idea. I can't read it.
Well,
Those
I'm
are
asking the
actually
daughter of
Darkner's
Helios.
Oh.
Those are Darkner runes.
Oh,
the
dark
paper?
runes? Okay, cool.
Yeah, they actually are. They actually are. They actually are. Because that was from a
Right.
spell she was doing earlier. It wasn't actually.
Oh, true.
It wasn't actually causing issues. She was actually doing a protection spell. It was
Ah.
a very weak one, of course, because she's not good at anything. See, she's a rebel. She does her own thing. It's so stupid. How dare she be learning protection spells?
Why? Isn't protection good?
You wouldn't get it.
Why?
So Lightner don't.
Here, I can stop this argument before it starts. What color is the world?
Blue.
What color are the morals of the world? It would be more specific.
Light.
Are they black and white?
Yes.
Are you sure
No.
about that?
There is no in between. As a Helios' daughter would say.
There is a ton of gray.
Oh yeah, and that's where us fairies live.
There is a ton of gray.
Gray. I don't believe that for a second. You're either
How
good
else would you
or you're
explain
born
me
evil.
getting married to her?
Because you're just
like,
as evil as
throw
she
a
is.
thumb over. Hey now,
You're a rock star.
I may be foolish.
Okay, well, go.
Just burst out into the song.
Just starts bursting in a song.
Morals are a spectrum, as is gender. Those that try to disrupt and fixing the I had a cool line and I fucked it.
It's all right. Take two.
Morals are like gender; they're not bound to binaries.
Ooh.
Anyone that
that is
tries to
valid.
bind it shall feel my wrath. Cracks whip. I canonically
This is-
have a whip, so
Amazing.
But real quick, when she brought up the fact that light runes were used, you got very defensive. Why is that? Do you have a part in it?
Lightner. A Lightner would have nothing to do with such things. We're on the light side. We only do good. We never dabble in evil. We would never commit murder.
Didn't
We
you
never
just
commit
threat
murder
to-
with a child.
Didn't you just threat to kill her though too?
Yes, but I won't be the one doing it. I'll have my executioner do it.
I mean,
They're
that
from
just
the
makes you an
dark side.
accomplice.
Yeah, that makes you an accomplice. You do know that, right?
Yeah,
Which
like-
makes you just as guilty as him.
Accomplice?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not accomplice. How dare you say such things to me?
So if you didn't do it, just tell us who did, and we'll just punish them.
I didn't do it. I don't know who did it. It has
Aren't
to be
you
someone that
supposed to
can
know
read,
everything?
right?
Yeah. Or wait,
I don't know
no, it's
everything. I
her.
know the rules.
Her dad knows everything.
Oh.
He was just
Hey,
here. Where'd he
Helios,
go?
bro.
Leave him alone. Leave him out of this.
Why? Are you
Because-
afraid of getting in trouble in front of Daddy?
No. That's not it at all.
I mean,
I'm not afraid of him. I'm afraid of what will happen to you because of him. Because if he sees you threatening his darling daughter, well, you know what? Actually, it might
mean,
not be so bad. Summon him then.
Hold on a moment. We haven't threatened you a bit.
Oh, it'll come off that way. I can twist it to look like anything I want. Isn't that so beautiful?
I have persuaded him before, and I can do it again.
Good luck.
Shall
He
we take
agreed
this
to
to
marry
fair?
us.
All right, fine. I'll wager this. If you succeed in persuading him,
The one.
then you can kill me as you wish. I won't stop you. And I won't use any magic to fight back if that's what you're worried about. But
Deal.
if you cannot successfully persuade him, then unfortunately I will have to kill your darling wife. And unfortunately I will have to sentence your daughter to death as well. And
You know
accomplice
what?
stuff though.
I accept these terms, and now that I've accepted them, you will be the one that has to murder her, meaning you will break your own rules if I lose.
Oh my goodness! I just realized that's what I said. Actually, that's perfect. That's an amazing twist of my mistake as a DM.
All right,
Great
let's
job.
go. Let's go.
Honestly, I kind of fixed her character because she would have messed it up anyway because she's kind of the worst.
Let's go. Okay,
Let's
bring
go.
Helios. I want to persuade him.
Okay.
Do you know where the hell he ran off to?
Here, wait, one sec. Ready? Helios, bro. I got broskies here.
Helios just pops in like, what, broski? Like, where are the broskies at? Oh,
He
you
comes
mean
in like the
beer?
Kool-Aid man.
We do-
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. Do you got like some beer we can do, or like something like alcoholic, or like something? Do you have any energy drinks or like something fun? Ooh, we should
Here,
play some
here.
like rockin' music.
We should. But
Yeah.
first,
I got glitter.
let's figure. Let me say this. How about this? I will persuade you to go beat up a teacher and take all her drugs.
Wait,
Yeah?
Why? What?
Roll persuasion.
I just have to persuade the god, Terra. I don't have to persuade him about anything.
Oh, you're
Yeah, you
right.
can persuade him for nothing. You just have to persuade him to do something. So basically, yeah, that works. That's totally fine. What you do need to do is roll persuasion.
So I have
with-
advantage on it. The first roll is a 19.
You do. Oh fuck.
The second roll is a 17, so I'm gonna take the 19.
Obviously. He's like, oh dude, bro, she got drugs? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
so
that
down.
teacher
Tell me where
right
that
over
teacher's
there.
now. Alright. And he goes over to her and just snaps his fingers. She's kinda unconscious, and he just takes the drugs.
Hmm.
All right, so I just persuaded your father.
This can't be Maketa? That's a Junko Nishima quote.
All right,
Lose?
so
I lost?
easily.
It can't be. I can never.
And what were the terms again?
Easy terms.
Well, I can kill her, but now that her life is under my control, she's just gonna be my servant.
I could give her a fate worse than death.
Ooh, what is it?
This
What
is
is it? What is it?
Torturing my
She's so obsessed with these rules from the ancients, I could send her with the ancients themselves. But that's a secret
You
between
can
you
hear
and
her
me.
panicking. You can hear her panicking, and she's just like
I'll,
freaking out, but she can't do anything about it.
'Cause do you
You
know?
know, I'll just
This is
leave that up to
amazing.
Lyra. I'll let
If you
Lyra.
want, I can whip them into shape.
Lyra
You
is
can
just
whip them before
stuck.
they go.
Okay, so Lyra is just considering it, because after everything that she's done to her, she's just like, honestly, murder is such a great thing, you know, because you're always saying I should fit into my role, be the goddess of death, right? What should stop me from finally fulfilling the role you've asked me to for so long, and sending you off on your way?
But wouldn't death
That
be
was
too
Lyra.
good? But wouldn't death be too good for her though? Be
Oh,
too
absolutely
merciful.
would. Yeah, we should do something worse, probably. After all, she did threaten my child.
I just give her a thumbs up.
She threatened your child. That's not too nice either.
Does Terra
Nope.
notice me just carrying the little tiefling?
I don't know. Hopefully. If he's not blind. You don't need to roll perception, just if
Oh.
you have eyes. the
I
answer
do
is
have
yes.
eyes. Yes, I do have eyes.
Then yes.
At this
The
point,
answer
it's like
is-
just another day. He went to the kitchen, walked out with a 5-year-old tiefling. Whatever.
I just
Yeah.
like look at him like I have a child now.
Cool.
Yeah. It's a normal day at the high school. Just gets a kid, gets a wife. Normal high school days.
Yeah.
Gonna commit not murder, but torture. This is
Eternal
amazing.
suffering.
I mean, I
suffering.
won't do it.
I know how to do it. Because Fairy's...
It's like... She said,
No, so yeah,
fine.
I'll just leave it to
Do as
Lyra.
you must.
So
So the
is
daughter of
that-
Helios says, fine, do as you must. If I must perish, or if I must suffer, it is in your hands. Either way, those are the rules that were made, and I must follow them. She just gives in to her fate. Because she's so rule-stricken. She, like, had a panic attack, and then she's just like, well, you know, rules. Rules are normal. I think we're almost to the end of this, so we should definitely, like, see what happens to her first. We've reached the 3-hour mark, so
Yeah.
let's keep going,
Honestly, it's just down to Lyra, and depending on what she picks, Miyako will be whipping.
Miyako, so she either... So, Lyra has the option of killing her, getting her whipped, or sending her away for eternal suffering.
So, I think she's just gonna be whipped before any of those other two options.
Yeah.
Okay. So eternal pain and suffer. So eternal suffering or death.
Okay,
And
so
then
Lyra would say,
whipping before that.
Lyra
Yes.
would say, unfortunately, Heracles, I'm afraid. I never really did fit into my role, did I? Goddess of Death? Well, I'm afraid I can't do that, but eternal suffering and being whipped by the person that was trying to save my daughter. That sounds like a very good fate for you to have. I hope you're grateful. You won't have to die so early.
She's not gonna die at all when she's sealed away.
She's like, what? And she, like, has panic. Well, too late, your fate's sealed.
Yep. Here, I pull out my phone and call the queen. No, this is ritual bullshit. I just pull out my phone.
This is amazing. This is amazing. Just this random campaign we did is just amazing.
Have you ever seen Ace Attorney?
I love Ace
Oh yeah,
Attorney.
yeah.
So you know Francis Franny, the female Von Karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know how like in the end of the second game she nearly kills fucking Gumshoe?
Yep.
There you go.
Yes, because
I don't know if all the viewers knew that.
I
The
didn't know
viewers
that.
might not have known that.
Basically, they get whipped to the floor.
Okay, so just spoiling this. That's funny. Sorry.
That's not spoiling because it's not like an actual.
Spoil.
It's not.
Yeah.
Not the thing.
True enough. True enough.
It's a joke that.
Yeah.
So I call the queen
So-
and I get her. So she gets flogged. I call the queen and have her seal her away with the ancients. She learns the fairy secret along with you guys, and I can tell you to keep
Oh.
quiet. Otherwise, you'll suffer the same fate.
And
I'm
then
good,
Lyra
man.
just says her lips are sealed. She doesn't really want the same fate. I
Also,
mean, she's got her daughter. She has her new husband. She's happy
Mm-hmm.
for
That
once.
game is over 2
This
decades
is so
old now.
wholesome. This is so wholesome all of a sudden. We defeated the evil good guy. And they fell in love and had a kid. It was great.
Yep. The person she was like, I'm gonna kill you, does no damage, and then just ends up sending her to a
Very
fate
good.
worse than death.
Yeah.
I guess I get married.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
end
So
up
this was
let's do an epilogue. You want me to tell you the epilogue since this is the end of the session?
So I'm
and then
guessing
we'll get back to the
Helios
end?
probably won't officiate the wedding.
No. However, the Queen of the Fae does actually
Cool.
offer to officiate the wedding.
It's like, hey, I got 2 things for you.
And they have a
pretty
very happy wedding, very happy day. They raise their daughter. When she's finally old enough to go to school, they're like, remember the time we met in a high school, got married the same day, found a daughter, and at the same time defeated Helios' daughter. Good times, great memories. And then the daughter's just like, what? They're like, okay, love you, bye. And send
And that
the
was the
daughter on
first
the
day
way.
of school.
School, first day of high school. She's just like, oh gosh, I hope I don't get married the first day.
So my
And
my
that's
character
the
really
end.
just stand there and
But-
bitch.
By the sounds of it, the daughter's gonna grow up to be a rogue because they didn't have her parents originally.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
wedding, my character gives her all the glitter and flower petals.
Oh,
It's like, here,
your character.
I've
Your
got
character gets to be
glitter.
like the cool uncle.
Yeah,
Your character gets to be like the cool honorary uncle that's her favorite, like, of all time.
yeah. It's like, here's all the glitter, here's all the flower petals. Go down the aisle. Woo! Just spread it as you wish.
How did it get so wholesome? We started with her like wanting to murder everyone.
I drew a card from the deck of many things.
Yep, and that goes
True.
about. Yeah, that's. I think that's actually when things started going south. Past the point when
Yeah.
things were already starting to go south.
So
Like we were
I mean, it
going
was south in
downhill,
the
but when he pulled
way.
we were going downhill, but when he pulled the card from the deck of many things, that's when we hit the cliff, and we just plummeted,
Yeah. That was epic.
which
That was amazing.
kind of summarizes the deck of many things. But
Yeah. This was great. It was a great test
Yeah.
campaign.
one of the people in my deck called the deck of many things the deck of campaign derailing.
oh yeah,
Indeed. Good thing I didn't have any plot going into this. I had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, that was really good.
can it be derailed if
so
it has
fun.
no rails to go on with?
Yeah. See, this is why I don't make plots, is so I can force my players to make them with me. And then when we do, it's chaotic as all.
Yeah, and the DM that.
This was
So when I went to my formal self, the character that I tend to be formal with, my DM is learning exactly why you don't do that. Because he was
Oh,
not
boy.
expecting me to become a king. He was not expecting my character to break out of jail
Oh yeah.
and literally persuade everyone and become king.
Amazing.
Do I end up capturing the keep? Is that just the castle I live in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Pog.
Yeah, you live there with your wife and your daughter.
Let's go.
I go
Oh,
back
and you're
to my
immortal.
cell.
You were made immortal, by the way, because you married a goddess. So
Woo!
she can't die unless somebody knows how. She did tell you the secret to kill her because she trusted you.
Let's go.
I'm just a long-lived
However,
being.
did you end up deciding to kill her? This is the true
No.
ending.
Why would I?
Oh, you fell in love. Amazing. I did it.
I mean,
The ship has sailed.
the
I
plot,
lose everything
failed.
if I kill her.
the string
True.
of plot that there was, basically is like, yeah, you aren't tied down by your fate. Like, you aren't tied down by the rules. You make your own rules. You do your own thing. Do what you think is right. Do what your rules
Yeah.
say.
And
That
morals.
was
and
kind
morals.
of like referenced as soon as I was able to like persuade her, because it's like there's no actual like
Yeah,
thing
that's so
happening. I'm
cool.
just like, yeah, did you not hear? Your father married you off.
Yeah, she just like bought it, hook, line, and sinker.
And
like,
she
ah,
goes home that day. It's like, hey, Dad, I have a husband and child.
And he's just gonna be like, "What the?" And she'll just be like, "Well, now I guess that must have been a lie." No, props to him. You did a great job.
I
I
did
made it
promise to
work.
hate her.
And then she's like, I hate him.
Like, I love you.
And that's
too.
why I
Wait
think
a
that
minute,
she
I
loves
just-
him.
I just this is like the biggest tsundere you can have.
I know, right? Like the literal goddess of death.
I just now realized that. Oh my god.
It reminds me
Amazing.
of the Lego Batman film.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And I just
Why
end
is
up
the
becoming the
character
best
like-
friend, just standing there like, oh no, you don't do that, no! Just making the scene.
Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow's campaign is going to be so much fun, everyone. I'm so excited we got to do this test thing. I'm very glad we got the most chaotic people on the planet to do this.
Oh yeah.
So glad everyone signed up. Very proud of you all for signing up for the campaign. Thank you so much for joining the cult.
I'm
And
excited.
it's gonna be fun. Also, I'm considering doing. I know Kiana said that he wanted this campaign specifically to be a one-shot so that they could be involved in this specifically. Because I don't think they were going to be able to otherwise with scheduling conflicts. But if any of you guys like are like free like every other Saturday, if you want to do a quick campaign or like Friday or just any day, let me know because we can do like quick campaigns like these because they're funny.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm down. I'm
I
really
have, like,
down.
I have like no life, so
Me neither. Outside of
D&D
streaming, I have
all
work.
times.
Yeah, outside of streaming, I have work, and then I have work.
nice.
'Cause I have no
The
life.
only other obligation, quote unquote, I have other than work is literally like do I want to take a day out of my schedule just to build a Gundam?
It's a pretty good obligation, actually. Just build a Gundam.
I've been
Well,
sitting on a Gundam that I've only built a head for about 2 months now.
That's amazing.
And I'm just like,
I don't
do
know
I
what.
finish it now? Do I finish it
Finish
later?
it. Like you gotta finish it. Like you have to.
Oh, I like that's
You made the head. You gotta finish it.
I
Yeah.
have that
You
kit
built a
plus
freaking Gundam?
another small kit that I can work on
Damn.
before I need to buy more. But it's I don't know if you know the grades of it, but it's just a master grade, right? Which is like the second highest grade. And it'll be like my 10th master grade I built.
Whoa.
Cool.
So I'm just like, do I do it now? Do it later?
Gundam Tanaka would be so proud. Sorry, I had to say it. We're doing a Danganronpa like inspired stream. I had to. Gundam Tanaka. He'd be so proud.
I might ask you a few questions in private about the session, about a few things that might relate to what I might be attempting. But
I'll try to help out if I can.
all right.
I love chaos. After this, I may or may not do another stream just playing a game of some kind, because I think it'd be fun. But yeah, this is going to pretty much do it for session 0. See everyone tomorrow.
Let's
All right, see ya.
go.
Bright and early, 11
Bye.
a.m. So make sure to get some sleep. Make sure to get some sleep, because sleep's
It's
important. And drink
it's
plenty of
2
water.
a.m.
It,
Wait, where you are? Wow. It's late.
I'm from Britain. It's 2 a.m.
Oh
now,
yeah, you're from Britannia.
and I haven't
I'm from
streamed
USA.
myself.
Oh no.
Oh.
You need to get some rest before the campaign. Do a sleep.
I'm literally gonna just go get knocked out as soon this is over.
Nice.
Just go to bed. So.
I heard something else.
I'm gonna stay up. So.
I heard something else right then.
Wait, did you say knocked up? Wait, did you hear knocked up too?
Yeah. I was like, all right. Barely.
Well, you already had a daughter. Had a daughter in the campaign. Why
Maybe-
not in real life as well?
Maybe try for a son.
Oh my god.
What happens in D&D happens in real life, folks.
I
Where-
fucking hope not.
Where's my
I
kingdom?
hope not either.
Else I'm
Alright.
gonna have a child and then be abducted by a dragon.
Well,
My character.
do I have news for you?
I mean, I kind of want that. I become a king.
I would have stolen 6 sheep, fell in love with a wood elf, and murdered the wind god.
Oh,
Because
when I say become
that
king, I
campaign
mean.
that I was
Or continue.
sorry. When I was DMing that campaign, I did both the DM and a player character since I started as a player. I didn't want to kill off my character because I grew too attached, so I did DM and as a player, and it was pain to do both. But yeah, I helped kill the wind god, which might be why they won.
All right.
I would have also got the Black Death as well. Killed an entire
no!
town single-handedly by spreading the Black Death into said town.
Wait, isn't Bean gonna have like a rat army?
Yeah.
What if he
But he-
spreads the Black
Yeah.
Death again?
Didn't he say that they
Mhm.
were, they had other
Upstream.
shots?
Oh yeah, he did say that. I still wanted the plague to happen. I thought that'd be funny. Too bad it won't.
You might not have to.
Oh.
I got some things up my sleeve.
I mean, you got isekai, so
Yeah, and I can actually.
Yep.
I got a few fun things I can do with that. Anyway,
oh boy. All right. Well, bye everyone. See you tomorrow.
Have a
Okay.
nice day. Bye.
also my character is
Bye.
also a champion of a Fey goddess.
Oh boy.
Yeah, my character is a champion of a Fey goddess and a king. Because he took
Oof.
the land from a hag.
Okay.
Something the DM was not
Okay.
expecting. But anyway, yep.
All right. Have a nice night, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Take
Nice
care,
night.
everyone. Toodles.
Toodles.